get the squeeze and he tryna put on a show. Buku strapped like the Navy, extended clips on every pole. Nigga know about Bug Nation, when it's up though we don't go. Cause shoot a move and hella clips and hollow tips can make a show. Liz and 9s, 223s, got choppers and cool beans. They say Bug came through and left 50 shots on the sneak. Big ass stick, he pull the trigger, it's kicking like gas feet. Big telescope on top of his stick, that bitch reach 1500 feet. Like what you want, got Buku iron, nigga. What you tryna see, got 45, 40s and 9s, nigga. Anything you need, got 223s and 62s. Bees and he a different breed. Bug Nation, we go where we please and we'll never leave, nigga. Got Buku iron, nigga. What you tryna see, got 45, 40s and 9s, nigga. Anything you need, got 223s and 62s. Bees and he a different breed. Bug Nation, we go where we please and we'll never leave. Bug Nation, we go where we please and we'll never leave. Bug Nation, we go where we please and we'll never leave. Gang.
What's up, everybody? It's the TackleBuryBug out there. Y'all know what it is. Y'all hit that like button. Coming up in here. What's up, everybody, man? I'm up in here. What's up, Miss Ewan? How you doing tonight? What's up, Jason Ewan? How y'all doing, man? I appreciate y'all coming in tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, one of them, I think it's one of them biblical nights tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about tonight's show. We got to talk about. We're gonna talk about how we ask God to do something and then we get in his way. And you know what I'm saying? And how you just get out the way of it. You know what I'm saying? I just came up with this 5 minutes before I even got on here because I really didn't even have no idea. I think I'm bored of YouTube now. But, you know, I'm still going to keep pushing it. You know what I'm saying? I built this from nothing and I'm going to turn it into something. But, man, I would like to say hey to everyone in the chat for coming through. And let me explain something to y'all too, man, because I had someone asked me this earlier this week. They said that I didn't speak to them when they come in the chat. Hey, man, look, I don't know you on until you say something in the chat. When I see you in the chat, I see how many people on, but I don't know who exactly is on watching the live until you just come into the chat. You know what I'm saying? Or you make us say something into the chat. What's up, Howard J, my light-skinned brother? You know what I'm saying? Hi, everyone in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through because you could be doing something else, but you came through to holler at the bug meister. You feel me? And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I don't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Guns don't argue. What's up, brother, man? I hope you're doing all right. Everything going good with you, man. And salute to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Salute everyone. I would, you know what I'm saying? My typing skills is horrible, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna individualize everybody. So I'm gonna do a general shout out to everybody. Salute to everyone in the chat, you know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them type of people that if I'm typing, I got to shut up, because if I don't shut up, I'm gonna type what I'm thinking, or I'm gonna type what I'm saying, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the chat. And you know what I'm saying? I'll call you out. I might don't type into the chat, but you know what I'm saying? I see you. I'm reading you as we go. You know what I'm saying? And man, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all my aces. The chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Super, y'all, man. I'm gonna start putting on some more videos. I've been saying this for the longest, but to be real with you, y'all, I hadn't had the motivation to do a lot of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start putting more interest in myself. You know what I'm saying? And start doing this because I got something that I got something I built from nothing. And I got some that I can utilize and take it to the next level. It was me. You know what I'm saying? So much stuff, you know, when they say life start life, man. And I told everybody a long time ago, I said, hey, man, when YouTube when it's not fun anymore, you know what I'm saying? That's when I'm going to stop doing it. And right now, I won't say it's fun, but I say it's therapeutic. So that's why I'm still doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's very therapeutic, brother. It's therapeutic, everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me do this here. Put my whatchamacallit up here. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna pin it on YouTube. So let me see if I can pin this right quick. Pin this on YouTube. But how everybody day going? Let me get my YouTube. How everybody day going? How y'all week been going, man? I had an awesome week. How was Mother's Day, Shannon? I am so sorry, late. Happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day, man. I'm a little late on it, but hey, better late than never, you know what I'm saying? couple days out, but you got it. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, man. It's a blessing to have your mother, especially if she's still here. Because a lot of us that don't have our mothers here, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a blessing. So enjoy whatever time you got with them. They like kids. You never know, you know what I'm saying? What can happen, when can happen, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So cherish them while they're here, even if they irritate you. Because, you know, I wake up, well, not all the time, but majority of the time, I'll be trying to figure out how can I piss my mom off, because I get off on it. I mean, we try to piss each other off, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't been pissing off lately. I've been being nice. You know what I'm saying? Actually been talking to her, because I'm a moody person. Everybody know me, man. I'm sometime talking about a moody individual. I'm like, for real. Already. Oh, you got the third one. Say, hey, man, come on now. Don't do my boy Jason like that, man. Jason, don't tolerate it. Yeah, man, don't tolerate that. Man, GDA, man, how you doing, brother? How everything going with you? You okay, brother? You know what I'm saying? How your psyche? You know what I'm saying? How your mental doing, bro? Because I know how it is, dog. Everybody else, you other people that's watching, I don't know you in, but shout out to you. I appreciate you for coming through. Drop your name. Say a hey in the chat. I give you a shout out individually. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I don't know who's on the live until you go into the chat. You know what I'm saying? I can dig it. Boy, y'all funny. But GDA, man, how you doing? DJ Play Nice, man, I appreciate you, man. Supporter since day one, man. You, Shannon, Jason. When I met Jason them. Who we got here? Zombie Apocalypse. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Man, shout out to everybody, man. I hope everything going well with y'all, bro. I hope, you know what I'm saying? Life ain't just life in you. And when life start life in you, bro, I'm going to tell you something. That I've learned this. Man, you give God his glory, bro. And you give it to him and you leave it there. Don't keep praying about it. Give it to him and believe that he's going to do something about it. See, look, I ain't heard from this joke all week. He said a couple things in the chat, but then you see what this? You see this? Y'all see what we got to go through, man? It is always them light-skinned dudes. You hear me? That's some light-skinned brother activity right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know what? I'm not for to belittle myself to your intelligence, Howard J. You know what I'm saying? We know you're a cross-dresser and use Silverback's side piece. You know what I'm saying? I heard your wife was going to draw down on Silverback behind you. I'm going to leave her alone, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm wild. Look, what you say? Let me see what you say, Jason. I'm wild. As soon as I wake up, somebody got to keep me alive. Hey, I can dig it, brother. I can dig it. I try not to be too wild. Here lately, bro, I don't know, cuz like lately I've been, I don't know, man. I've been in a fog or some type of gaze or something, brother. I'm talking about, I don't know. Not that side, if anything. Hold on. Let me see. See, y'all see what Howard J got to say, man. I'll be the main. Light-skinned activity. Who would say something like that, bro? You feel me? Light-skinned activity. You know what I'm saying? Light-skinned activities, dog. Man, y'all wild, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all y'all with sense of humor, bro, because do you understand how many people don't have no sense of humor? How many people around this baby just plain and miserable? Like, oh, God. Like, dude, like, for real, like, dude, some people, man, I swear to God, dog, like, man, lighten up. Get that stick out your butt. We ain't past the 10-minute mark yet. Let's get the 10-minute mark so I can start talking, just being the real bug. You feel me? But, man, like, some of y'all need to really chill the hell out. Like, calm down. Like, take a breather. Get a hug. Hug yourself. Like, my hair wasn't that bad. I'll show you, hug yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, practice being nice or something. Like, man, y'all crazy. Like, some people, bro, I promise, some people, man, y'all need a hug. Y'all need some Jesus. You feel me? Like, for real. For real. Like, y'all need some God in your life. You need something. That's something I can say they can fix it. Or you just do some deep deep diving in yourself, man, because man, it be too much. Not this, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, man, life been good, bro. Jason, y'all, how the kids going, man? How them little ones doing? How with Jay, everybody on here with your kids, man? How y'all kids doing? How everybody doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? How you feeling? Let's see what we got here. Bam. Gotcha. Yeah, I got a lot going on, y'all. Just emails and everything. But yeah, I'm trying to get past the 10-minute mark, man. Get a couple minutes in here, let a little more people get in here. We can start talking about this discussion. Because man, one time, like here right now, I'm gonna say this here. I can say this, I can start it. Like, dude, like when, bro, I like for the last 3 years, bro, like stuff been kind of crazy. When I say crazy, I'm talking about from mental to financial to everything. It's like a tax from all different levels. And then when the tax don't work on me, because hey, this something that's real. When the tax don't work on you, bro, they'll go after your kids. It'll come through your seeds, bro. Your grandkids, your kids, whatever. Anything that you love, it can be used. If it got any vulnerability in it, it got any, what they say, any chinks in the armor, any cheeks of the armor, you can be attacked, man. What's up, Mr. Hicks? What's up, Baton Rouge up in the building, man? Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all boys coming through. And like, if it's any chinks in the armor, because you can be strongest. I'm talking about you can be strong, you can be ready. You can be ready for the fight. But I'm gonna tell you something. When the enemy attack you, he flank you on your weakest side. And sometimes your kids be weak because sometimes they just be weak in spirit because they don't know no better, especially if you ain't been trying to, you ain't teaching. But then, at a certain age, kids tend to develop their own mind state. So, you know what I'm saying? Only thing you can do is just give it to them and show them how to apply it, and it's up to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't make them apply it. But, you know what I'm saying? You can try, but it's your job to show them. It's your job to illustrate to them and show them and teach them through illustrations on how to apply it and through works of life. Hey, this is how you apply this and this. Now, if they don't apply it, that's on them. You can give them the tools. Like this, I give you the toolbox. I'm going to give you a toolbox. I'm going to try to equip your toolbox to where you can fix on your house, your car, build a swing. I'm not going to give you all the tools you need, but the main tools you can use on multiple jobs is up to you to dig in your box and use it. But like you can be attacked through them, like, because babies are innocent. God gonna protect them anyway, but still he'll allow the devil to use them. You feel me? To attack you. And like you ask God to do something for you, and then you be like, yeah, Lord, put me in a better position to do better, be better for my family. But everything start going bad, but you thinking he not working. But in reality, you asked him to put you in better position, but you want, as we do, everybody wants stuff in an instance. And things don't happen in an instance. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen in an instant. So we be like, damn, it's taking too long. Like, he ain't working the whole time he working. Then you be like, man, people not fooling with me. But the whole time he working. Because what you ask for is for you. And sometimes it be people attached to you that he won't give you what you asked for because he got to get rid of some things and some people around you. You feel me? And so you ask for stuff and then you be like, it's not moving, but it be moving. It be moving. And a lot of times that be the biggest thing. A lot of times you don't get blessed because of people and things that you are doing, people around you and moves that you making. You feel me? Because he ain't gonna bless you and you moving wrong. You feel me? But if you ask for him, he gonna help you. But he gonna give you the help on his time and not your time. And I was having a discussion with somebody about this last night to be exact. And so like you have to, it's hard. Now I ain't gonna sit up because I'm one of them dudes that at one time in my life I was a control freak. I want to control everything around me, what you do, what you say, how you move. Man, I got broke down from that. Because when you in a situation with things beyond your control to a control freak, that is like life shattering. You feel me? And I'm talking about me. So I want to control everything around me. People I know, things I know, and how I move, and I know if they go against how I move, I'm not gonna have you around me. You feel me? So as a control freak and want to run every damn thing, and you don't run nothing, you know what I'm saying? And you ask God for something, you can't run with what you ask God for. And we tend to put ourselves in the way of them blessings or in the way of what we ask for. You know what I'm saying? Because we won't let him do it. When he was trying to do it, but you put your hand in it. It's something that the old buddy of mine used to say, don't let self get in self way. Because you'll put self in self way when you ask God for something, and then you put self in it. Because if you ask him for it, and then he start moving for you, and then you start trying to do it yourself, then he take his hands off of it. Because how you gonna ask him to do something, and then you start doing it? And as humans, man, we had it. I know I had that problem. I have had that problem on several occasions, and here lately, I just learned to submit, and that was in the last. I say I noticed it in 2010, and there was an incident that was beyond my. Hey, he worked miracles. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I just took notice of it and accepted it. And now I'm at the point now to where I just sit back and I watch it. You know, I just let it happen. And I was on the phone with my boy Courtney in Alaska, man. Shout out to my boy Courtney, Bug Nation. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Courtney yesterday, and it's just times when you just got to sit back and don't do what come natural. And I can tell you for the last 3 years, especially last 3 years, what comes natural and finding that self-control to not do what come natural, man, has been refreshing. I'm talking about a refreshing experience, and just an enlightenment and evolution to put you on a whole nother level. When I say a whole nother level. Do y'all understand what I'm saying in the chat? Howard J, y'all, Jason, do you get where I'm coming from? Or you got some type of experience like that, MJ? Like, man, it's like you ask for something, and y'all, let me tell you something. Like one of my personal things, like a lot of stuff, when a lot of things don't go well or go as well as you think, but in reality, it is going awesome. Because I can say this here, bro. I can say I'm blessed. I say myself, and this not being narcissistic or nothing, but narcissistic or anything. It's just I can revert to myself and use myself as an illustration. Bro, I done been broke. I done had it. I done had jobs, done lost them. And sometimes I'll be like, damn, I'm doing bad. Then I started talking to a couple of the homies. I had talked to a couple of the homies, y'all. And everybody is on the same. I talked to 3 fractions of individuals. There's 4. I talked to 4 individuals on 2 separate calls. And then 2 of my partners pulled up on me the other night. Shout out to you, Kendra, man. My homie and Fubu, man. Shout out to the brothers. What's up, we the people, man? What long time don't say me the people, man. Long time no see, man. What's happening, brother? What's happening? Whoa, what you talking about, Jason? Whoa, hold up, dog. What is going on in the chat? Cause I don't stick it in no 100. I don't even, man. I keep that thing to myself. You know what I'm saying? This dude here, this man here, wow. Check it out. Oh no, calm down. But boy, this man, wow. Man, look, I appreciate you for coming through, me the people, man. Long time, man. I appreciate you for coming through, brother. I appreciate you coming through. And like I say, I was talking to my partners, but everybody is in the same situation. And I was like, damn, these two dudes in the situation, we all trying to, and when we got together, the first thing came to our mind, it wasn't, oh man, I'm in this situation. No, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that crying or pissing and moaning. Man, what's up, Maurice? Man, Maurice in the building, man. Shout out, man. Shout out, brother. What's good, man? Doing well, bro. Can't complain, but ain't. You hear me? But me and these guys, man, we was talking, and we was all everybody in the same. And I mean, there's different levels. You know what I'm saying? Different levels of life, different perspectives, different mind frames, different everything. And everybody's in the same predicament. I was like, man, dang. But you know, one thing I appreciated from the conversations was that nobody was moaning about the situation. Everybody was trying to find a solution. And I love that, bro. Out to anybody with a problem, state your problem. Now, what you want to do about it? Now, you got the vent to get it out your system on what your problem is. But what is the solution? And when you incorporate, you ask God, hey, and I know this ain't about preaching tonight, y'all. This is just some of my spirit. It's not about religion and nothing like that. But when you ask God to do something, sometimes he's showing you another way that you didn't even realize that there was a way for you to incorporate and accomplish your goal. But guess what we do? We go back to what we know. Because I promise to God, bro, I just raised my right hand. Y'all can't see it right now. My right hand to God. I'm raising my right hand to God. Bro, I know what to do. I know what to do, who to call if I'm in financial trouble. Like my problems right now is kind of like semi-financial, but mostly mental. Because if I can get my mind right, if your mind is clear, you can, that money problems, that's worldly. But if your mind ain't right, you can't do nothing without your mind right. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing without your mind right. Look at my boy. What you say here? Already, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, don't be on here state gang banging to my Tennessee, man. It's Texas out here, Louisiana, Texas. Y'all respect that. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but as I was saying, y'all sorry about that. Like you ask God to do something. Like when it comes to financial is easy. It's easy because there's so many. I'm in Texas. There's so many ways to get some money. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be illegal, legal, do what you got to do to support your family. I'm not condoning nothing illegal or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm condoning feed your family. As long as it don't hurt nobody else, man, do what you got to do. You feel me? Do what you got to do, and that's easy. But what's the hard part is the mental. It's having your mind in the right space to hear, to adhere and to hear God when He talking to you, bro. That's one of the biggest things. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things because you can't hear when you fog it and you can't see. I was talking to me, Carl, Odin Armory, Odin Armory, been shooting. It was the Bug Nation dudes we was talking, and I made a example. How can you go forward if the road is foggy? If anybody know anything, anybody been up there in Northern California, Oregon area, like that fog get, even the Appalachian Mountains, Virginia, West Virginia, it gets bad. Anybody know anything? I already see she got mad love for Texas. I do too. I got mad love for my original state, Louisiana, but I'm a Latex brother. You hear me? Because I'm gonna rep Louisiana, but I do rep where I stay. I've been here for over 25 years. I love Dallas. And ain't no other city like it. And I done been to a lot of them. I love Atlanta too. Atlanta weird, but it's cool. But ain't nothing like Texas, man. Texas cool. I love my state. I love Louisiana, but I love Texas too, man. So I can't say that. If I move back to Louisiana, I'm moving to the country. I want 50 acres. I'm in the country. I'm being Greenwood. Keatville, Frierson, Morning Sport. I'm gonna be somewhere up in there. You know what I'm saying? Outside if I go back to Louisiana. But I got to be in the country, something rural, with some land. You know what I'm saying? And some trail cameras. But I love Texas. If I live in the city, I love Texas. You know what I'm saying? My favorite area is Dallas, Preston Hollow, University, Park Cities, anywhere around that area in 75 between Walnut Hill and Knox, going back on to past the tollway to Inwood and Maple and all that area. Anywhere in that area, Marsh Lane, you can find me. I can reside in those areas, but I love Texas, man. And Washington State is beautiful, but Washington State, certain parts of Washington State, a black man don't got no business being in. And I'm dead ass serious. And I found that out the hard way. Oregon too. Milford, Oregon, and outside of Milford. Oh yeah, bro. Oh Lord. Say, man, y'all need to look at it's the series on YouTube, man. It's called Sundown Towns, man. Y'all need to check this shit out. Because y'all think that the South is bad, man. Up north is something else, and the Midwest something else too. It's something else. Up there, Cedar Springs. Look, while you playing, yes, I can live over there on Cedar Springs. Smart ass Tank. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tank, man. What's up, brother? What's up, Hoodstock? My boy by the time in the building. I can stay out Cedar Springs because I'm gonna tell you something about Cedar Springs, Mr. Tank. Since you're trying to be fucking smart, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something about them. Yeah, that's LGBT Haven, but not the way y'all think it is. Let's get bitches together, Haven. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all. But nah, that's what a lot of the people reside. But let me tell you something about them people. Them people be friendly. Them people ain't gonna let nobody mess over you. And you know, everybody mess over each other, but if you don't put yourself in a predicament, they ain't gonna mess over you, and they look out for each other in their community. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to partake in the festivities. I can live anywhere. Here, you can drop me off in the ghetto. You hear me? I done lived in the ghettos, the worst ghetto. So you can drop me off anywhere. I can live anywhere, buddy, because the code is universal anywhere. Mind your business, respect everything around you, and you'll be all right. Oh, we got Mika in the chat. What's up, Mika? Tank, Mika done came in the chat. But back to what I was saying, man, before they got on this state beefing and stuff, this state banging and stuff, Tennessee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But as I was saying though, y'all, man, look, man, we asked the Heavenly Father, bro, because we asked him to do stuff, bro. And we tend to do it. And like, I'm gonna give a story. Man, once upon a time, I'm gonna say this was back in like 2007. I had just graduated. I graduated from the streets. 2007, I graduated from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was really, bobbing and weaving, put a toe in when I need to, take a toe out. This is for my brother passed, but when my brother passed, God bless the dead, shout out to Low, man. My oldest brother died. That's when I really left the streets alone. I left it alone because it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? But I asked God for something, y'all, one time, y'all. And I was in church. I was doing good. I'm talking about tired of my time. You know what I'm saying? And I can say this here, y'all, and I can say this wholeheartedly. I was in my church, Inspired by the Christ Church, Pastor Rickard G. Rush, best pastor on earth. You know what I'm saying? Good man, give you the word. It ain't about the man, it's about the message. You know what I'm saying? He always, you know what I'm saying, illustrate that. So he taught me something. I went to church. And this would be so crazy. I went to church with a girl. And I was in church because at that time, everybody know back in 2007, IBOC was the church. Like, it was more women. It's one of the only churches in Dallas. It was more men than women in the church. So what they tell you, women gonna come. So I used to go to church to look at women because you're gonna see every spice you wanted, everything on the. And I went with a chick. So when I'm up and up, I'm chicken hawking, bobbing, you know what I'm saying, rubbernecking, goosenecking up and up. But then I just kept going, and before I know it, I got the word. Then I got the word. It's something that man said. I had got into church, man. I was doing good. I got in the men's choir. I started just doing stuff for the community, doing stuff like tithing my time, bro. Like everybody think that tithing got to do with money. It don't got nothing to do with the money. Tithing was supposed to be in the store, putting food in the storehouse to give back to the people who didn't have. So I'm tired of my time at church. I'm tired of my time in the streets. Like I'm really doing my thing. Then I had a cousin that pulled up on me, and he was hurting. He was hurting. And what's up, Will? Will in the building.
Sorry, man. I ain't here. I'm a fly on the wall.
I bet. Look, so my cousin called me, and he was hurting. And then I seen the prices he was getting screwed. When he was getting a decent price, but he had a horrible product. The product was trash. And so I was like, man, let me help my cousin. I jumped back in the game. Now listen to what I'm telling you. This when I tell you, you ask God to do something. Now, before I jumped back in the game, I had a truck, had a Cadillac. I was doing good. Kids, and then I'm gonna show you how God worked. I wasn't even working. Bills was paid. Went where I wanted to go. I'm taking trips. I'm going out the country, living life, enjoying things because I was giving back and I was giving God my time. You feel me? But I asked God to change my life. He changed my life, and he showed me all the things that I was doing with that hustle. I can do that still, even doing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, at that time, my cousin came to me, so I went against God because I asked him to do something, and then he did it. And my cousin came back and he was like, man, I need this here. So I jumped in the game. Now, I'm gonna show you how God worked too. This is crazy story. I jumped in the game, put my people on, start doing my stuff. Lady I was working with, I had somebody down there I was dealing with. She went lame on me. And shit, I let her have the money. I took product and went on about my business. But then my little cousin took the money instead of paying me back. Because I, like I said, I got in the game. I was fresh out the game. Go ahead and deliver me. I'm fresh out the game. One of my partners give it to me on consignment. And I took what he gave me on consignment and gave it to my little cousin. But I had a little left aside just in case anything go bad. And the dude made the money, but he didn't want to pay me. So I see him out on Facebook. You out eating shrimp, buying Louis purses, all type of stuff. And what was so crazy was I almost was in a situation where my family was going to be split in two. Hold on one second, child.
Damn, it's always something when the story get good, huh? Well,
oh yeah, back, yeah. I'm sorry about that, man. I had to, handle something. But as I was saying though, I jumped in the game again, and then my cousin sent me a text message. So y'all can know how when I say this family almost got split up. My cousin sent me a text message. I'll pay you when I want to pay you.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I ain't never.
Yeah. So he said, I pay you when I feel like it. Lord Jesus, I had done this. Boy don't know that I was a demon. He didn't understand that, I'm saying, I was a demon for real. You hear me? I stalked this boy. Listen, I've been telling him. He probably don't know this. If he's watching this live tonight, he gonna know what I'm talking about. He know who I'm talking about. He my little cousin. I love him to death today. Today I won't touch him. I won't hurt him. But I'm gonna show him what my mind was because he didn't know who he was messing with. I stalked this boy. I laid it because I came to his baby mama house and I talked to him. I don't know what was on her mind. She was looking. I think they were looking at me like I was playing. Man, I went and bought some non-lethal shotgun shells, rubber bullets, 12 gauge. I had a double barrel. I laid in the next door neighbor's backyard and watched this boy come out the carport because it wasn't a dry, it's like a driveway, a carport. It's not a garage. Seen him come out the carport off and hit his ass up. The neighbor behind me saw me, said, "What you doing?" I looked at her and I knew I didn't have lethal rounds. So I knew I couldn't just turn around and pop her, you know what I'm saying, for looking at me. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? I had to leave. So I left.
No backups, man.
Huh?
No backups, but I mean that was divine. It was divine.
Yeah, it was divine. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Go ahead,
listen to the story, dog. So I knew then. When I didn't jump up and hit him with both barrels, I knew then it wasn't for that. And then, you know, he had his newborn baby had just came outside. So, you know, I wasn't finna go that route. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was my little cousin, man. I love him. But it was the simple fact that I jumped back in the game to try to help you. That's why I said this on my Facebook page a couple weeks ago. I told people I have squandered opportunities helping other people, and I sacrifice so much. Because think about what I just said. I asked God to deliver me from that. Deliver me from having to watch my back. Deliver me from having to not have my kids in the car with me because I was on some other stuff. You feel me? I knew what I was doing couldn't affect my kids. You know what I'm saying? And affect, you know, I ain't have grandkids at the time. I had kids. My kids was kids then. That was 10. You know what I'm saying? Preteens. You know, I would have to protect my kids, bro. I couldn't, you know, if we go to the school, I had to drive my own car. It was that serious. You feel me? I never would put my kids in the car with me because I knew what I was doing out here in these streets. You feel me? I asked God to deliver me from that, and he delivered me from that. And then I went against I asked him for his help, and then I put my foot in it by trying to help somebody else.
It's always the case.
And see, and I'm saying all this, I'm making this point, y'all. I'm just making this point, just showing with my life how when you ask for something and you got to sit back and let it happen. Because yes, I know how to get them. I know how to get in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I knew if I need $100,000, I call my big brother. God bless Dad. I call Lo. Say, Lo, I'm broke. I need to get out of here. Lo say, come down here for a week, and I shoot down there and get my brother. And me and my brother run through the city and run it up. But when my brother passed, man, that man looked at me and just told me, man, do better. Then my brother D, he did. God bless the D. When D got out of prison, my brother did 8 years of prison. He robbed his job. I can see it now. He did. My brother robbed his job. Listen, I promise to God, my nephew Woody was 1. My nephew Woody was going on 1. My brother went and robbed his ex-job. Him and my brother-in-law, God bless the dead. This ain't ratting. This is just a story. They robbed his job. And somebody recognized this nigga through a map. That's why I tell people, when people pay attention to you, I don't give a fuck what type of clothes you got on. They know you. When they know your body type, it's over with. You can't. And he trying not to talk. They knew. Man, look, the boy name was Curtis. The boy name was Curtis, was a police. He was a rat. I mean, he was telling it because he knew my brother came in there robbed. And I started working with the dude at Whataburger. Me and this dude got into a fight. We got into a fight at Whataburger. I lost my job behind this dude.
Yeah. You always get your blessings at the end, though, champ. It's the way it works.
Really. Thank you, Maurice. Maurice just sent me an insightful text, man. I appreciate you, bro. That's an uplifting and empowering. I appreciate you. And that's why I'm telling y'all this story, bro, because I know God done work with me. I beat up Curtis at my job because he was snitching on my brother. And really, that's the only reason why I whooped him. And then he tried to holler at my baby mama, but my baby mama was a slut. So really, I wasn't even supposed to fight him over that. I was supposed to let him have it because she gave it to him. It was on, you know, shit, I can't fight you for what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I was tripping, but I whooped the little dude. My brother, when he did that, he wouldn't have did that 8 years in prison. But my brother, I'm getting to the point that my brother said, hey, look, bub, you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you. And for And y'all, anybody know me back then? I didn't give a damn. I was a wild card. Like, I didn't give a fuck, for real. Like, I was young, black, didn't give a damn, and knew how to use weapons, like, strategically. So I didn't care. But I had asked God to change me. My brother got out of jail, bro. And he told me that, bro, man, my brother dead and gone, been gone 2 years now. And that still rings in my ear when I try to talk to my daughter, because my daughter don't give up. My daughter remind me of me so much, but she remind me of me in a bad way, not the good way, just because even though I used to have that attitude, but it wasn't the situation she had that attitude for is not the situation you're supposed to have that type of attitude for. Like, just, anyway, I digress. But my brother told me that, and I had to tell my daughter this. That's why I brought her up. My brother said, Bug, if you don't give a fuck about nobody, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you. And I understand that statement. I understand it with all my heart. My brother told me that when he first got out of penitentiary. My brother did 8 years, technically 9, because he did 2 years on loose theory before he made it to the pen. You feel me? On a 5-year sentence. So he did damn near 9 years. Plus the probation and all that bullshit, 10 years.
They double it, right? They double it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? My brother sat up 2 years, 3 years, not knowing what's going to happen. He just copped out to the charge. He could have beat it, but, you know, it is what it is. He wouldn't tell on his brother-in-law. So they knew they wanted him to tell on Chi-Chi. He would not tell on Chi-Chi. You know what I'm saying? And my brother told me, he said, man, you can't not give a fuck, little bug. And I said, okay. And I took that to heart till I started trying to be everybody Superman and everybody God, and I'm not their God. It's a sermon that Pastor Rich taught years ago, back in 2010. He said he was in the rain one day and saw a member changing a flat in the rain. And he was like, he stopped. Y'all need some help? Nah, we got it. Okay. And he went on, left and went shopping. And the moral to the story, when he was telling the story, because I can't just tell it verbatim, but I'm going to get to the moral of the story. The moral of the story was, he said, they was out in the rain. He offered his help. They didn't need his help. There wasn't his storm, so why should he stand out and get wet when it ain't his storm? I can offer you an umbrella. I can offer you knowledge. But it's not my storm. It ain't for me to change that tie when you said you got it. You feel me?
Yeah. Makes sense. But
yeah, so it's not your storm. Every storm is not your storm. And that was one of my biggest problems. That's how I squandered a blessing when God fixed everything in my life. Everything. I promise to God, child, listen to me. He fixed everything. Bruh, the police stopped bothering me. And at that time, I was living in the city of Irving. Irving police knew who the hell I was. When I tell you Irving police used to give me the blues, and I used to get them the blues too. But we gave each other the blues. But at the end of the day, who won? Irving. You can't beat the city of Irving. You can't beat the government. Can't beat the government, buddy. So, but I was a handful. City of Irving stopped bothering me. I was able to drive. Man, I drove my car without no insurance for a year and didn't get pulled over. My tags was out 6 months. Didn't get pulled over. They show you when you ask God to correct something for you, and he was positioning me to get a life and show me a life that I didn't have to be in these streets, and I didn't have to do devilment, and I ain't have to hurt people to try to make money, because which I don't realize or not is, if you sell drugs or whatever, you still hurt people.
That's right.
Even though it's their choice, but you still hurting them. You hurting them. Mm-hmm. You got a debt to pay, bro, because you hurting God people. You know what I'm saying? You oppressing his children with their decision, because you got free will, but you got to think about it. Oh, if I don't, somebody else will. Be at the end of the day, you still suppressing them. You oppressing them people by giving them something that is
detrimental to their family.
Detrimental to them, right? It's a detriment
to their families. It's detrimental to their families, because they got sons and daughters, and it destroys. Listen, man, there is a reason why they put that stuff in our neighborhoods. Now, look on this back end. Look what the Most High is doing to them.
Real talk,
they gave
man.
us crack when you
and
did all 30
them,
years.
Reese, I see that, bro.
They got meth, and they went from meth to straight up fentanyl, and they dropping. Not only are they dying, family members dying. The kid dies. the child dies, the parents go in there, their mama go in there to go clean it up. They get a little
Right.
fentanyl on them, they drop dead. Think about it. Them curses is all coming full circle. You just watch what the
Right.
the whole thing is
Right.
they were talking about. Think about this. I was just watching today, Sister Cabrera, and she was talking about, you know how a lot of people be like, oh, that white black stuff, it ain't no big deal, blah blah blah. They bringing over some of the most racist people the world has seen from the era. They haven't came out of that era. They're bringing about 70, 80,000 of them. They bring them into the United States. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what it really look like.
Mm-hmm.
All that South African
Hey, check this
stuff.
out though. Mm-hmm. So
Go ahead.
tell y'all my story, and then we gonna dive into that. Cause look, y'all. So God took everything out my way. He took harm out of my life. He took uneasiness, disheartedness out of my life. He took fear out of my life. I was scared to ride my kids, dog. I was scared to ride my children. And anybody know me when I first came to the city, if you saw me, my kids, and the SKS in the front seat of my Cadillac. My blue and white Cadillac when I came to Texas, bro. Like I took my kids everywhere I went. I was on the bus, I had my kids, bro. And this was before my daughter was born. So it took me to put my hand in the pot and mess with his recipe. When he'll let you go and do what you do. Because like I said, we have free will. But I tried to help my cousin, and look what my cousin did to me. Hell, he still owe me money to this day.
And I almost got you back in almost got you locked up, man, with a body. You know the next thing would have went.
Bruh, I wasn't gonna kill him. I wasn't gonna try to harm him. I had rubber bullets. They was gonna hurt like hell. Them rubber buckshots was gonna hurt like hell. It was just to prove a point. It was to prove a point.
You would have saved.
And that's it. See, but I'm gonna say something. God bless the dead. My cousin, my big cousin, I call my uncle because he was older. Jimmy Ray. God bless the dead. Jimmy Ray called me and told me, "What you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Leave the city." And I done got a couple of them calls from him. You know what I'm saying? He was a police officer at the time. Man, my big cuz, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love that dude. Because he used to always let me know what it was. Hey, man, get out the city. Go home. Leave that boy alone. That was finna cause a rip in my family because his mama knew what I'm capable of doing. He didn't know because he was a kid, but his mama knew. And his mama talked to my cousin, you know, yeah. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
you know, the neighbor came and talked to him.
Yeah, the neighbor told me. Man, the neighbor who knew who I was, man. I used to stay in that neighborhood when I was a kid. I grew up there. We stayed up there 6 years before I moved out there. You feel me? So they knew who I was because them people still was staying up there. And it just showed me from that moment on, don't put your hands in anything you ask God for. When you ask God for when you ask him you ask him for help. Man, don't put your hand in that. Sometimes being still is the best thing to happen to you. I remember I was talking to Courtney, and Courtney was like, "Say, brother." Courtney was like, Courtney, man, I love that dude, bro. Courtney came down here, man. Me, him, and his wife. We was in the vehicle one night, and I pulled up on one of my partners, and he experienced something that I could be doing. And the first thing he said, "Damn, bud, I know you could be doing that, but you're not, bro. It ain't worked." I looked that man in his eye and I seen he was sincere, but I felt it in my spirit anyway. He just said that was resonating in my spirit. It ain't worked. I was like, man, you know what I can be doing right now? Yeah, but the money ain't gonna last that long. You sure right. Because look at what that money, how long that money, I jumped back in the game for my cousin. That money was good, but then look what I lost. I lost my leg, I lost my truck, I lost every damn thing. By me going against what I asked for, I lost everything. I gained a lot of money and lost it just as quick. The fast I got quick. You know what I'm saying? Then at another little nephew, he ran off on me. His mama put the black cars on me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, it was just.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, man. See, it was a special unit. was called they had the crew 1, 2, and 3. And I swear to God, this damn crew 8 and crew 3 followed me all over the city. I hurry up and left. I was like, man, fuck that. These people, that was a task force. That wasn't no regular police. If they pull you over, you going to jail, they got you. I was like, oh,
they're gonna put something on you.
No, I wasn't gonna put nothing on me. I was down bad, so I was going to jail. You hear me?
Yeah.
I riding dirt. I was down bad, and I'm like, oh, I know these people didn't play. Like everybody was scared of them folk, and they were like, man, that black car, the black car. They like the Red Dogs was in Atlanta back before the Olympics. And anybody in Atlanta know about them Red Dogs. Them Red Dogs was something else. So I went against God, bro, when I asked him for deliverance and for safety and discernment and solace, bro. And I went against it and it burnt me. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I asked the question tonight. Hey man, when do you allow God to work and don't go against him?
Always. Always.
Yeah.
That's a fool's errand. Always. I've been through it. I told you my story, bud. Yeah, I've been through it. Yeah, always. Always. There's times you ain't gonna see light at the end of the tunnel. But if you pray for it and you're sincere and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, man, sometimes it feels like it's not. But the thing you just said, sometimes it's just better to sit. As long as you're getting taken care of. I'm going through that right now. I'm sitting here pulling my hair out. I lost half my beard, stressing. It's like, let me sit down. Let me sit my ass down. And it's something my wife had to tell me. I got this. It's like, damn.
And see that's the point, because you got a partner. Because see, and bro, man, what's up, Jackson? How's going on? What's good? That boy said Bizzle. Uh-oh. Oh man, what's up, man? You been all right? I know it was on a couple of people call me Bizzle, you hear me? But yeah, what's up, brother? And like what you said, Maurice, fentanyl and drugs. Drugs is not the way. Drugs was put here. Do y'all understand that back in the 70s, cocaine been around since the turn of the century? You hear me? Yeah, they was putting in Coca-Cola, 1800. It's been around longer than that. You feel me? It's been around longer than that. But at one time, cocaine was a rich man type of high until they had to fund the countries. The Iran countries. They had to fund the countries.
Foreign wars. It originally started from the CIA when they was doing what they were doing up in Asia, up in Burma and all the areas that they don't really talk about.
Already, man. I'm glad you're good, bro. Listen, that's good to hear when anybody say I'm good over here. Man, you blessed. Man, that's good to hear, bro, because it's a lot of tragic stories going on right now. Listen, man, what people don't understand is everything. Shit, I'm looking for work. I done had like 10 different interviews. I'm like, shit, it's to the point now to where I'm about to start up another LLC and start my own trucking company and hope that the Russians don't got the game monopolized down here in Texas like they do in Chicago. And
you saw that?
Man, I seen it, but I've been new about that though. I've been new about these nasty companies.
And you notice they're all foreign companies?
Yeah, but that was the point. They allowed them to come in the game. That was that Biden administration. All this stuff just started happening in the last 5-10 years, man.
It
started with Obama. Yeah, in the trucking, it started with Obama.
Yeah, but you guys are barely seeing it now. I'm from LA, bro. We've been seeing this since the 80s. We've been dealing with this shit since the 80s. Okay, so we're talking about taking over whole new neighborhoods. The crack was poured in our neighborhoods over here in LA. There's a few handful of guys making millions of dollars.
Hey,
right?
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask you a cocaine tale.
Go ahead.
Where you think crack was originated at? What city? It's in LA. LA started crack, but who started cooking crack? What was the first city that shit showed up in?
I would say probably, I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I mean, you got to ask.
I know. I'm finna blow your mind.
Go ahead.
Oakland.
Okay, yeah, with Felix. Okay, yeah,
Oakland.
Felix.
Oakland taught one person, this person taught that person, this person taught that person. See, back in the day, you used to have to pay to get your crack cooked because everybody couldn't cook it.
I didn't know that.
Man, listen,
But
this
I
back.
always say that Oakland, the area where I'm at now, this is like the mecca of the West Coast. Like the brothers out here, and super educated. You got to remember, man, a lot of the coming out of Berkeley and all that stuff. Come on, man, the Black Panthers came out of right
I
here.
was just gonna say that. So it ain't
Mhm.
no dumb brothers. It ain't no dumb brothers. It's just bad, just poor opportunities. It's not opportunities for brothers. You feel me? Like the opportunities. Like I just saw a thing. I wish I'd have kept it, and I should have put it up here now because it'd have been perfect. Yeah, but let me tell you something about crack cocaine. Crack cocaine in its heyday, the 80s, the early 80s, the first okay, this TackleBuryBug. The first time I seen The Rock, when I'm gonna go before The Rock, freebase cocaine, when they used to put the cocaine on the spoon, get the clothes hanging, dip the cotton ball in alcohol and cook it right there, and then they take the paper towel, dry it off, and smoke it. Freebase cocaine. They used to put cocaine and cook it on the spoon. The first time I saw that, child, was in 1982.
Damn, nigga.
I was a kid. My uncle,
Hell yeah.
my uncle came from Victorville, California, Air Base. He was in the Air Force.
Okay.
He was
All
in
right.
the Air Force. Now, my
We got
family, my mama's side of the family, a lot of their relatives, California. A lot of them, California, Bakersfield, Victorville, San Bernardino.
yeah.
All
Mojave
over.
Desert.
I would say all, bro, from anywhere in
Palmdale,
LA, outside LA. What's the name of that?
Palmdale, Lancaster.
The vineyards. You know what the vineyards at?
I'm right here, Napa
Valley. You know, from Napa Valley to all them little nice little
Oregon border.
All them nice ass little spots. I'm finna tell you one of them now. I got a cousin stay out there. Where E40 live at now. Daniel's some.
Daniel. It's called Danville.
Danville, thank you, Nick. Danville, and I didn't even know nothing about that. It is fucking beautiful, rich folks out there. You know what I'm saying? Nice big stupid houses, luscious, $20, $30 million houses.
And it rained a lot over here. Yes, it's beautiful, bro. And it's all coastal. They got water everywhere. Water everywhere. It's like Louisiana almost. That's how much water they got over here.
Yep. And say, you did say something too. A lot of veterans was crack addicts because a lot of people seen a lot of stuff. Yeah, they was exposed to pure opium.
Dude, that's why when they
do you understand?
Out of Asia, bro.
Do you understand you can chew a poppy leaf and get high as fucking Cooter Brown?
Dude, this nigga said Cooter. I don't know who the fuck Cooter Brown is.
Man, come on, man.
Oh my bad.
Listen.
Bad language.
But cocaine,
hell of a drug,
and it's fentanyl is two different things, man. That fentanyl build up in your system, and then one day you get high, you just die.
I heard the fentanyl is synthetic, right? It's synthetically made.
Man, that shit was made by a pharmaceutical company, and then say, man, do you understand? I got a nurse friend, bro. She told me straight like this: she's an ER nurse. She said they tell people they're gonna get them fentanyl, people go crazy. Hell no, I don't want it.
There's a video of a little brother. They was like, "We're gonna get you some fentanyl." Dude jumped up.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Say, because I went to the hospital early part of December. Hell no, I don't want no fiend. I don't want nothing. And I was hurting, bro. Like passing gallstones, like kidney stones. That shit was hurting.
You gotta get some edibles.
Oh no, man, I'm good now, boy. I'm good. Like, man, I've changed up my diet. I've learned how to. I believe in is a medicine for every. It's a medicine for every ailment.
The scripture told you that.
I know this here. I'm from Louisiana. I started reaching into my people down south, the older people that don't live like we live, that don't eat like we eat, and I had to reach out and make some phone calls, make some people remember who my grandma was, and blah 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 blah, and get some remedies. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you ever notice, when you're on blood pressure medicine, they don't want you to take. They tell you don't eat grapefruit. You know why? I'm gonna give you some knowledge. Grapefruits bring down your damn your blood pressure by eating the grapefruit. Vinegar brings down your blood pressure. What
Let
do
me go
they
get
give
some
you when
tonight.
your blood pressure out? Watch this, man.
Salt.
What saline. Saline ain't number salt water. Intravenously. Man, come on, man. Stop eating this white iodinized salt, man. This bad salt, and go get you some real good Celtic salt. Get you some natural sea salt. Get you some real salt from the earth. Don't get this shit. Yeah, this iodinized salt, man. They knew what they were doing. They were iodinized that salt, man. But you know what I'm saying? It's ways around everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of remedies, bro. There's out here, dude. That, like I said, you just got to do the right thing, bro. Like, bro, research, man. And Google is a lie. Look it up on Google. Look it up on Bing. Listen, look it up on Bing. Go find you it's other, bro. How many other damn? Look, bro. Let me show you something. I got so many on my computer right now.
You see, that's a big thing that's going on, and I knew that was coming about 10 years ago. When they said we're gonna take all the information, we're gonna put it on Google. Children don't need to go look it up in a book. You can just go on the internet, just Google it, right?
Man, get you a encyclopedia.
Now they
what's up,
man? Bro, what you talking about? I got an Oxford dictionary, bro. That's what I get down.
Hey, what's up, Ray? Man, Ray up in the building. Man, go get you a encyclopedia. Man, do you understand research back in the 90s? See, I grew up. That's why I was talking to my I call the little youngster my nephew. He like my nephew because I got the little dude. And he listened to me, and I respect it. Shout out to my bro. I ain't gonna put you out there. You know who you are. My little young bull, bro. If you give the game to him, you give him the right game, bro. People listen. Man, I told little dude, hey man, your mama sick, do this, do that. Man, y'all got any counsels or any type of cyst and all that stuff, man. Every morning, eat you a tablespoon, not that Arm & Hammer. It's this red, I forgot the name of it. They got a baking soda. Listen to the baking soda, make sure it got no chemicals in it. Mm-hmm. Eat you a tablespoon of baking soda in the morning. And the man Will told me this. Eat you some baking soda in the morning. If you can't eat the baking soda tablespoon, put it in a bottle of water and drink it with some Celtic salt and put you some lemon in it. Every morning, every night before you go to bed. Mm-hmm. And watch, you're gonna stop having gas. If you got acid reflux, like I do, heartburn, all that shit finna go away. It's finna go away because guess what your body doing? You alkalinizing your body and bringing down all acidity. The acidity, and then when the acidity drop, guess what leave? Mucus. What's called, Dr. Sebi said, is the biggest enemy to us is mucus.
Yep. Your body makes it. It's for a defense mechanism. And it's just attacking you. It's attacking what it's going after because most of the time when people get cancer, it's your environment, right? Hey, see, that's why they put the stuff on the packaging. This may cause cancer. These substances have been known to cause cancer.
Hey, check this out, Maurice. Encyclopedia Britannica. Man, go look how much that motherfucker costs right now, if you can find it.
Mm-hmm. I would tell everybody to start off with an Oxford dictionary. Like a good one of my mentors is Dr. Hayward Bay. Mm-hmm. Dr. Bay. He's the one who hit me up with. If you want to do any kind of education, because remember, I come from a schooling background. So I was an assistant. Special education assistant for many years. And the number one thing he was saying was, learn the etymology, get you an Oxford dictionary, learn your chemistry, the sciences, get you where you can see the bacteria and all that stuff, microscope, learn all that stuff, learn how to use it, because that's where you're going to get real education from. Because if you go into these places, they're not going to really teach you. Like I tell everybody, my background when I went to school was stationary engineer. This is my father. He's a sharecropper. He taught me 90% of what to do, using tools, and all the rest of the stuff. Only other stuff that I really use is the HVAC stuff and the meters. Everything else, that man taught me all that stuff, bro. The best education you ever have. So, and if you look at our situation with our folks, it's predominantly a lot of the men don't want to really get into doing stuff with their hands because you need to be taught. Hey. And they're not teaching them in colleges, I guarantee.
Hey, check this out, Maurice. Your mama got it right. And my mama had mine. That's what I found out. That woman had the box. She had boxes and boxes full of books. And then, like,
Yep.
dude, what I do, I hit, like, I be rolling, bro. Like, I stay in, Park Cities, bro. I roll. Man, you catch these estate sales, man.
Yep. Big
Man,
time.
get these damn books, man.
1950s is what you want. You want 1950s?
1950s and back, man. You want the
Yep.
older books. You don't want this new stuff.
Yep,
You don't want the new stuff, man.
old. It's like, guess what? It's the same thing when it comes to appliances, because that's what I do appliances. The 1950 stuff, you get this stuff at estate sales. This stuff is mint condition, bro. This stuff works, and because the mentality was we're gonna go to nuclear war, and so we can't be building planned obsolescence right now. Like I tell you all the time, don't be envious of all these rich bastards and their bunkers, because all the equipment that they got is planned obsolescence. It'll be gone within 5 to 10 years. So if they're under the ground for 5 to 10 years, all that shit's gonna start breaking, and I guarantee you they're not gonna know how to fix it. And if they do, they're gonna be out of parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if they got 1950 stuff, yeah, that stuff will run, and you can rebuild it, and it's simplistic. But all this new stuff, all these people, oh yeah, we got this, man, all that technology. Even the laptops, bro, they're not made to they're not made to last more than 5 years. Cell phones, laptop, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't be envious of these folks. They all gonna have to come up for air.
Bro, I got a Sony Vaio. I didn't know Sony Vaios used to be one of the baddest laptops you can get before all this MacBook shit came out. I got a Sony Vaio, old as shit. And the dude at Geek Squad seen my damn computer and offered me $1,000 for it.
Dude, because it's got gold in there. It's got gold parts.
If you want my computer for $1,000, then what is really worth?
Like the old school computers, my dad used to collect them and get the gold. You get an ounce of gold off of that. Or a gram. I think it was a gram. Not an ounce. I think it was a gram. But think about it now. How much is an ounce? Over what? $3,500. It went up to $3,500 an ounce.
Mm-hmm. And so,
I told you, we in the business of mining. They're gonna start opening up all these mines, and they all mining for gold right now.
They should have closed. Let me tell you something. How is it that we was the leading industrial manufacturer from World War II? We put out more ships faster than any other country could. Till we don't.
Because they didn't want to pay us.
Until we don't put out nothing, and then they had all the women working, and then
they didn't want to pay us. They would rather give these people these jobs. Remember, this is the same time when the MLK thing was, we want to be a part of, we want to be the income. And they said, okay, fine. You got to give up your jobs and businesses and we can integrate. That's during integration. Think about right now, if they sent all those jobs over to China, right? Right now, we would still have, if we were still separated, we still had all our companies, we would still had all our bus companies, we still been doing all of that stuff. And they would have been like, they would have had to come to us to say, hey, we need you to build these parts. Cool, but it's going to cost you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, this is why that whole MLK stuff, man, that was a setup. That was worse. That was the worst thing that could ever happen. Because then it wasn't us as us. It was the best of the brightest go over there and everybody else stay over here.
Mm-hmm.
And just hope and wait. Remember, you get your degree, who's going to hire you? Bug, you go get yourself a degree. Look how many lawyers and doctors we have. What is the number one thing they do once they get their degree? What do they do?
Go work for a hospital.
Yeah. Is there any hospitals where the folks is at?
Mm-mm.
Is there any hospitals that we own?
No. We don't own hospitals no more. I don't.
Right.
Damn, when's the last time I heard of a black hospital owned by black board of directors of shit? I don't even. They say it's a couple of black banks in Atlanta, but I don't even know. I'm in Texas. I don't know none of. I haven't heard of no black banks down here.
Well, again, you can't. So the whole point being that, like I said, that listen, segregation wasn't nearly as bad. It's just that you always got some folks that want to go because the grass is always greener. And so, Black Wall Street was rebuilt, but what killed it was immigration.
Yeah.
But if you look at it now, we've been going through hell, the majority of us. But them Boule folks, the ones that went to the top, they felt, what is the number one thing they always do? Oh, well, I'm not like the rest of them niggas. I'm different. I'm special. See, these people know that I'm special. And talk to Shannon Sharp about being special ed.
Hey,
You about to lose everything.
Hey, but that's what happened. That's what happened when somebody give you something. When somebody gives you something, they can take it from you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're gonna find a way to destroy you, but he should have listened. That dude should have listened to Cat Williams. He should have listened to Monique. They tried to tell him.
Well, I guarantee you, there's a whole bunch of other people. But here's the problem: everybody wants to go run over these people, and at the end of the day, you can see them. You see them out there; they be caping for them hard, caping for them very hard. And at the end of the day, they look up, and it's like, well, they don't even care about their own people. They bringing these other people over from South Africa as refugees. They're gonna pay all their bills for a whole year, give them money, everything.
Hey, that boy Tank just said something. Tank said, it's deeper than the thought. Industry can't come back to America because we some imbeciles now. American education is trash and has been. The education was brought up when the Rockefellers went over there to East Island. Not East Island, the little island outside of New York. Now it's a little island up there, New York. And they went up there, had their private meeting when they did the banking and all that. Like all this stuff is, you can look this shit up. You feel me?
That's all
but I'm listening to us. Yeah, it did affect us because that's when they
No, it shouldn't have.
Yes, it did because they made the curriculum for education. Bro, if you control listen, if you control the schools, you control the schools, you control the news. Man, come on, man. Why the fuck?
Why people look at the nation? The nation got their own schools. The nation have their own schools. Everybody else and their kids, the Chinese, they're not lacking. They have their own schools. The Rev 29s, they have their own schools. We got our own schools. We got the nation has their own schools. We may not believe what they're saying on everything, but they still got their own schools. There's no reason why we don't have our own schools. Hey, I got a cousin. He graduated from USC. He became a teacher. He should have been a business dude, but he got the man beat out of him. So he's broken. But at the end of the day, we have our own teachers. We got some of the best teachers in the world. And just because of the curriculum, I always tell everybody. I tell you, Bug, all the time. Put your children in homeschooling. I'll give you all the books, the reference books you're gonna need. Dr. Beg, Brother Beg comes over and gives you all the information, learn the etymology and all that stuff. And the curriculum that you give them, it's a basic. They're gonna give you some basic garbage. But if you're homeschooling, you have a tutor for them. That's all you need. Mm-hmm. You notice, like I said, when I was teaching, every 30 years the vernacular changes. Meaning, every 30 years the words that we use are different. Every 30 years the way we do mathematics and all that stuff is changed. Why wouldn't it be the same? That way everybody can meet up at the same point and build on top of what we've already done. They don't do that because they're using this for confusion. You send your child to school, what you're doing is you're sending your child away from you, and you put them in all kind of debauchery. If you're trying to raise them right, and you're not letting the school raise your child, and you got a specific way you want your children to behave and all this, you put them in a school, man. You messing it up. I'm a product of that.
Hey, look, what up, Toya?
It's a problem. it's a definite problem.
I'm gonna say this here. One of my biggest gripes about a lot of things is everybody can talk about what we need to do, but ain't nobody telling people how to initiate it. You feel me? Like ain't nobody really trying to implement it. Like put action to words. Because we all know what we need to do. Everybody know we need to come together. But I say this here, if a motherfucker can't come together and tell your brother how to make $1 to get him out of a situation of hurt, how the fuck we gonna come together as a people? You feel me? It just take one. It just take one person to show the initiative.
It do, but you gotta remember, man, at the end of the day, like as a small groups that we can help each other out, but at the end of the day, it takes those are facts. I can sit here like I got an apprentice. I sit here and I try to show this brother how to make money, doing appliances and things like that, teaching them how to do all the stuff, how to put his money towards what and all this other jazz. But everybody has their own ideas, and what our people, we stiff necks. So, you know, it is what it is.
Hey,
A lot of times you can show them you can show them where the water's at.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, all right, you got to go here. This is how you do this, blah blah blah, and then.
Hey, look, check this out. GDA said, the boy said, control the narrative. Education is free in other countries, but your degree isn't equivalent here in the United States. And then my boy Tank backdoored and said, we need our own schools. When the current system full of us, we got whole districts. We got whole districts or parts of districts that might have a dozen non-black brown folks.
Well, I left the schooling system, and I can tell you firsthand where all these white folks is racist, but I'll tell you firsthand what the dude told me. Now this is a white dude that I looked up to as a teacher, and the reason why I looked up to him because I don't know what he was, I don't know who he really was, but his exterior, his shell that he had that he built up, solid. And that man told me from one of his instructors, we only educate to make consumers. That is our job.
Well,
okay.
With all these smart ass people, listen, I can say this here. Man, we got people that got degrees,
dumb as rocks,
and education and everything else, but at the end of the day, a degree and a doctorate in education. Listen to the word doctrine. You're indoctrinated. You're indoctrinated to their system. How can you go away from that indoctrination to utilize what you learned from that indoctrination and put it in your own little spiel to advance everyone else? You feel me? To advance your people and advance yourself in on a whole different spectrum.
It's a mental trap. It's a mental trap.
Because half of the shit we learn, dude, that's why I get it. I look at the Matrix movie different now. And I'm going to tell you why I look at it different. When that dude said, put me back in, I don't want the truth. I want to eat steak. When he went talked to, the agent and said, put me back in, I'm saying this to say this here. When you start learning and your mind open up, man, this shit gets scary, bro. Because half the shit that we learn is bullshit anyway.
Well, think about that, and that's where the problem comes in, right?
Say it again.
Most of the time, we don't think about it, or we don't really get to that point until we're put in a position, until we can see it, right? Or until we're looking for something and we fall down a hole sometimes. But just because we do that, don't mean we probably, most of us been married at the time when you get that awakening. Well, that don't mean that woman is going to be like, oh dang, let me follow my husband. Because look how they got it right now. All these women out here, they want to be partners. They want to be partners. But they're showing them right. You know what they're showing them right now?
What?
With all this stuff, they're gonna take. My wife came to me and was like, husband, you're gonna have to take a hold of my business if this stuff passes through, because they're not gonna allow women to own businesses. See, by law, women don't have no say so. They don't got none. Without their men, they don't have no say so. They thinking that everything's sweet and all this other stuff. They've been set up for failure. You watch and see if some of these laws start passing. You notice how they're erasing all the women, black, white, and different. They don't care if it's a woman who did this. Her name is gone. She's out of there. Wait till they start removing women, their businesses, and if they ain't got no husband or no son to put that business in their name.
God, that's crazy.
Listen. But again, I told my wife, I said, well, look at the spiritual level on this. What is the Most High saying? Right? Mm-hmm. What is he saying? He's allowing this, so what is he saying? This is the time of judgment, so what is he saying? Hey. You look at a lot of these families out here, and you see they're destroyed. They're destroyed by this mentality like, you can't tell me nothing. You do your 50%, I do my 50%. And that ain't how family work. God don't work like that.
Hey, look, that boy GDA said more workers, less bosses. And basically that's how you was taught to be as a consumer. You was never taught to be no boss, because if you was taught to be a boss, they'd have taught you economics.
They changed the name of American citizen to consumer. They changed that to American citizen is a consumer. And who are the biggest consumers? The women. So they changed everything to fit the narrative so that mind this, majority of these women ain't making real money.
Shit, I know someone that's making real money. I know someone making 6 figures.
Listen, 6 figures ain't real money no more.
Nah, you're right. That's the equivalent, like 50,000 now. It's like making, like you got a 50,000 a year job.
Shit, 30. We haven't even we haven't even been really hit with this tariff stuff yet.
Nah, it's slowly.
No,
and like when I looked into it, I know when I'm just saying, when I looked into it, I thought that the country paid the tariff. No, the importer pays the tariff. The consumer, man, because I got some partners that got rim business, and I didn't know 90% of the rims for all the vehicles that's manufactured come from China.
Yep. Everything, bro. 90% of everything. That's what they don't understand. Like what I thought when he said what he was going to do, when the Orange Man said what he was going to do, I thought for you to do something like he's trying to do, you bring in these folks and then you have a team that's saying, okay, we're going to start manufacturing again, and let's open up all these plants, and we're going to get rid of all these whatever folks ain't supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would literally have to bring in men and women and be like, okay, let's give you a test. Let's see where you're good at. Or what job did you have before? Bringing guys out of retirement, they're going to have to drop big checks to say, all right, you're going to have to train all these guys.
Hey,
and you're going to get a curriculum. That didn't happen. So when that didn't happen, I was like, oh, hell. They don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
they don't know what they're doing.
Look what my boy Ray just said. I want to say this here before we get too far down the rabbit hole. He said every child wants to be an adult until they become adults. Some adults talk about wishing they were kids again. That's some real matrix shit. Boy, you said a mouthful then. Let's see what Ms. Mika say. Okay, Ms. Mika say, hey, how do we all know that the Most High really wanted everything we've been taught is a lie or half true? I think she was trying to say half true. If Jesus is black and described as black, how do we know what is real? Spiritual versus religion. But let me tell you something. Exactly. Tank said exactly. Now, that's what I just said. If y'all remember what I said, the more you learn, it's like the red pill. And it goes back to what Ray just said. And all that intertwines with each other. I said, the more you learn stuff, I understand when the guy from the Matrix told the agent, plug me back in. I don't want to be a part of what's real, watching your body as a battery. You know what I'm saying? And you charging the system. He didn't want to be a part of that because he seen what's real. What's real is they eat this nasty ass slop. It ain't no hoes. It ain't no alcohol. Ain't no sex. It's just riding around this tanker, this ship, running from these people trying to disrupt their system. He don't want no more of that. So he sold Morpheus and them out. We know one thing, and I said this. We know one thing. Everything that was taught to us is bullshit.
Not everything, but a vast majority of it is.
Vast majority of shit bullshit. So it's something that 607 Unc said. 607 Unc, not the punk. That man said this here. In order to ascend to the next level, because we chakras, we ascending, to leave Earth, the plane of Earth, Earth's plane, you got to unlearn everything that you learned to become one with yourself. To a lot of people, that sounded crazy. That sounded so crazy. But if you really do think about it, if you really think about what Cuz saying, learning who we are and who you are. What are you? Because they say, what are you? The first thing you say, what are you? You say your name. But your name was given to you by somebody else. No, they say, but who are you? Who are you? You're going to say what? Your name again. No. Like, bro, like it's some questions. Man, I'm going to leave it alone for another day. I'm going to leave that for a private conversation.
That's not that complex. You are your father. You are your mother. Whether you
But
decide to
but
pull the best side or the negative sides of them, that is you.
but
That's
wait,
who you
but
are.
wait, but wait. Oh, not gonna throw a wrench into that.
Go ahead.
In the DNA, I said that because I read my son's. What's up, Paradise? I read my son's DNA test. I looked at the numbers, and that's when I understood who he was. The day that I read his DNA test, one day I was just going through my phone. I looked at his DNA test. He had more high numbers of his mama, and he had a lot of my low numbers. So somewhere with his psyche and his personality, he got his mama attitude. You know what I'm saying? But what he got from me was his dedication and what is it? The word I'm looking for is his.
Tenacity.
Now
You got dedication.
he got tenacity from me, but I'm gonna tell you what he got from me. Unapologetic, selfless dedication. You feel
It's
me?
just like the guardian, like the rest of
Yeah,
us.
the guardian, but it's a word in my head. For some reason, I'm going blank. For some damn reason, a blind loyalty. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, wow.
Blind loyalty and dedication for people that he loved, and that was one of my biggest. That was one of my biggest attributes, but one of my biggest flaws because I gave blind loyalty to the wrong people.
No, everyone has to be. Everyone has to be
I
weighed
had
and measured.
an ex-girlfriend ask me. She told me I can't be blind loyal. I can't blind loyalty. I can't do that. I can't do that. And I didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? When she told me that, I didn't understand that because I was always blind, my blind loyalty. But I understand it now. Like I said, I understand the dude from the Matrix. I understand it. But for much is given, much is required. When you that one of them ones, because you know they got the one of the ones. When you that one, you gotta take it on the chin because it go with what's required. Because either you're gonna be that one, you might be that one that changed the world that day, or you just might be that one in place to push the one that's the one to get up in that place.
Oh,
you feel me?
You don't want you the trigger, you the mechanism, you the trigger. So once like the trigger don't kill you, it's the bullet on the other end. And the bullet has a whole right. You got the spring, you got the pin, you got all that stuff, that whole mechanism. But you might be the one that
Right.
are the trigger, or you might be that ignition system for that fire. So look, I'll tell you this. Listen, it's simple. I had to think about this. Think about it like this, Bug. As far as who you are, the simplest fact is we have a mom and we have a father and we have a mother, right?
Right.
And then you have the children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what do you see? It's beneficial. You only see families are being beneficial. You only see nations being produced through families. That's all a nation is a family. It's multiple tribes and peoples and nations, right? It's through family. Without a family, you don't have a nation. You don't have a community. You don't have anything. So to know what's right or what's different, that's your first sign. That's your first step. And if you look at those laws that were left behind for us, that's why it's called the gift. You look at those laws, how is that not beneficial? You look at what we deal with as a people here in this nation. They don't have law. They are lawless because you have laws that are already stated, right?
They
If
got
you commit a
statute.
crime, there are laws and statutes. If you commit a crime, this is automatic. The judge will look at it. The judge should look at it and be like, all right, usually it was the witnesses that said you did this. So this is the crime and this is the punishment. And depending on the way the judge is looking at this, he should be able to look at it and say, okay, this was odd, but we're going to give you, in this case, 15 years, we're going to give you 8 because this is something. This is a cause and effect. Blah blah blah. Yada yada. We're gonna give you the 8 instead of the 15. If this was something that this person they have investigated. They showed that you planned this. Other people came in and said this person is this. Then you get told 15, right? And if it's murder, an eye for an eye, all that other stuff. You're not getting that. You notice how these people are stealing. That's why I tell you too. The way when I work for the bank, they're all run by families. You notice how these rich people keep their money? They hire their family members, whether they're intelligent enough to run it or not. That's the end result. They hand it
Hey,
over to.
but I want to ask. I want to before I answer. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hit there, but I'm gonna ask GDA. What is the North Gate? Explain to me what's the North Gate in the chat and why he typing it. Well, I'm just waiting
America.
on it. I'm gonna let him answer, sir.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you this here. Take this here. Back to the banks. Name. I want somebody in the chat. I'm gonna see how intelligent y'all are today. Name one bank, past and present tense, that was and is. Wait a minute. What wasn't and they're still not. What bank is not owned by the World Bank system? What bank in what country is not a part of the World Bank system? The World Bank system is the Rothschilds and all that good shit. You know, all the 13 families. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The fucking descendants of Queen Elizabeth and the President of the United States. What y'all tell me in the chat? You can chime in because the link is at the top of the chat. Just tap it and follow the what's coming. Talk to me. I just want y'all. I'm gonna see who know this. Because it was one bank that I know they killed him because he didn't want to join the World Bank system. But I'm giving y'all that one for free. But tell me what bank is not a part of the World Bank system? Thank you. No, thank you. I got you. I got you. See, GDA caught it. When he said America, he got it. Chakras.
Trust me, they're trying to. Trust me, right now they're trying to, bro. They're trying to take all the land. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you from firsthand knowledge. You know what my wife, you know what business my wife's in. From firsthand knowledge, they're trying to take over all your land. They're gonna take all the resources out of this land. If they can do what they're trying to do, yeah, you own the topsoil. But if they find any minerals or gold or anything like that on your land, it's gone. They'll go up there and take it. I don't care if you had 10, 20 generations up there, they taking it. By hook or by crook, or they're going to use the gun. But they're going to take that land. Because right now, it's a battle for resources straight
up. I'm going to ask y'all something. I'm going to ask y'all another question. Boy, I'm on it tonight. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me because I'm just trying to be smart tonight. Let me see my boy Paradise. He one of the ones, so I know. He said he been listening a long time. Navigate your chakras. All right, I'm since nobody ain't said nothing, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some game right quick. What countries are not? I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna let y'all see. Hold on, and pull it up.
Only a handful of them.
Watch this. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Hold on, let me go to it, make it big. Let me let y'all see this. And then TackleBuryBug with his bad reading ass is finna read y'all. Check it out. Which countries are not members of the World Bank system? What countries? North Korea, Andorra, Cuba, Monaco, Liechtenstein. Others are Palestine, Vatican, and the Republic of Kosovo.
Isn't that where your homeboy, one of your homeboys, he was Serbian or something like that? Out of Kosovo, right?
He was Serbian. He was out of Kosovo. Because if I'm not mistaken, which one is not a country anymore? Is it Serbia? Not a country? Is one of the motherfuckers not a country no more?
That was one of the ones that got me on making sure I had all my shit together, man. When I had my daughters, There was a dude that came out there and he said he was the one that said he came out this video. He said they didn't show his face, and he was straight up saying he like had a little robotic voice. This was like 15 years ago. Oh boy, straight out said he said when that Civil War hit off, they put them the United States put them against each other for the Muslims versus the Christians.
Mm-hmm.
He said old man and young man became ravenous wolves overnight.
And I'm gonna give you another one. You know who wasn't a part of the banking system, and they was trying to make him a part of the banking system. He was given free health care, free education. He rebuilt his country. Gaddafi.
Man, that nigga's a G. I don't care what. Listen, he tried to give us $1 billion to help us with our economy and everything else. You know, he was in love with.
Who's that?
You know, he was in love with. He built. They said when they said he had a whole shrine dedicated to her.
Who?
Condoleezza Rice, Gaddafi. He loved that woman, boy.
Oh yeah, Condoleezza.
Yeah. Oh man, they said he had a whole shrine dedicated to her. He had a whole palace with her pictures, everything.
They said that girl was. They said that girl had that wagon up under them clothes. She had them yams.
Oh man,
and then
she didn't need to. She as powerful as she was, but then again, I mean, I said.
But you know what I liked about Condoleezza Rice? Condoleezza Rice used to check everybody. I used to love to see her interviews back in the day. I remember she went on The View and chopped Joy Byer up, cut her down. I mean, put her in her place, and I love it. And she do it so eloquently. She like my other girl, Candace Owens, because Candace Owens found her stuff. I love Candace Owens, man.
Candace, man, how you loving a coon, man? Come on, stop the cat. Man,
cause you got to look at her now. You got to look at her now. That was demon. She got woke up. She got a nigga moment.
No, she ain't got woke up, man. You can't. There's certain things you can do. It's like, man, you can't. There's certain evils that you can't do and come back with us and be like, yeah, that's my people's. Because if she was still getting the money, she was so John Negroes out even more than she was already doing.
Hey man, look, I like Condoleezza Rice because she has some good viewpoints. And even though sometimes I don't got to like you, but I'm gonna listen to your point of view. Oh, that was Omarosa. You're right. My bad. Omarosa, not Condoleezza Rice, but Omarosa. I love Omarosa. That's what I like. Condoleezza Rice was, you know what I'm saying? They said she had the yams up under
Condoleezza.
Yeah, Condoleezza. You know, Condoleezza Rice was Bush black girl.
Man, you ever? But she was super intelligent, bro. These are the kind of sisters that's supposed to have a brother, man. That I got mine. So again, that was a gift from God. So I say, get you one of them nerds. Get you one of them nerds. That's about it. And she got a love for God. And the rest, don't even worry about the rest of it, because she gonna lay shield with God's wisdom. When you read them scriptures, what does always say? Wisdom is always denoted in the female. Always denoted with the female. Wisdom, she is, right? She. It's always wisdom and she.
Because wisdom. What if there was a metaphorical sense and not an instance of an individual?
Well, look at it that way. Anyways, right? We have the male form, which is us as men, right? And then you have the female form, which is females. Like, remember, I'm putting more into it because remember, I went from Christianity to the Moorish sciences I went through all of that, through all those stages until I came back to spirituality when I just read the scriptures for myself. I told you what happened to me.
Yeah. I want to ask you this, Paradise. Oh, go ahead. Will.
No. And so if you look at the female form, femininity, right? You got male energy and you got female energy. So he's saying that the scriptures is pointing to whether it's a female or whatever, it's the female energy, right? Which is a receptor, whereas male we are givers, and the female energy is a receptor, like earth and all that. You put a seed right into the ground and it grows like earth or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Anyone talks about earth, it talks about the planet. She will not give forth her fruits. Things like that. It's a female energy. When you get to esoteric side, there's a male side of energy and a female side.
Oh, they said she joined the owners of the Denver Broncos, and the Greg Penner and the Penner family is the ownership, the Penner family ownership group. Look what you just said for the Denver Broncos. You just said that. You said you said a family. It's the family.
Oh, they pass the family stuff on. Yeah, that's how the people do. They hand down. Remember, they're the lords and lordesses of the world, right? So they don't hand it to anybody. It's given to their children, and they have people underneath that running it. But their children is the face of it. And there's no way you could ever. I don't care how smart you are, you're never ever gonna sit on those levels because they could be dumb as rocks. For most times, they have other people doing that work for them. They just get the degree. That's why Trump's mad. They're not gonna let his son go to Harvard. I mean, come on, that boy's autistic big time, but he's going to go to the school and some other people going to do the work. Like his sister did the work for him when he went to school. So They say it's the same for his son. He's going to have somebody doing his work.
Yeah.
He'll get the degree and he'll put them in those places of power and all that stuff.
But this the thing. This the thing. It just goes back to how you said the nation is families and tribes of families. There's no, if the United States is the only country that's not promoting family. You feel me?
Well, they've already planned. Like if you read the book, like I always say, read Machiavelli's The Prince. Mm-hmm. And what are you gonna do to a nation that everyone's a sovereign? What are you gonna do to that? How do you get rid of that nation? Where you put all this. You got to kill everybody. Looking in the scriptures, like this place is going to be so radioactive. Again, like I said, people don't read their scriptures, and it's like, remember, 1950s and earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
1950s and earlier. You look at all the stuff that's coming down. Let's take what? Let's take them out. Let's take this out of their hands. So we're going to get rid of. And it's just greed, and they're just using greed for these fools. It's just pure greed. Like I told you, in my business, the markup for the stuff, like an average 48-inch stove, right? The average 48-inch stove or range, whatever you want to call it, right? The big one, right? You see, it looks all commercial-like. Mm-hmm. Oh, it costs $700 to make.
Yeah. What's up, Joe Val?
But they're selling it for $7,000, and that's the low end.
Hey, how you correct? Let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all something, and you can take this to the bank. How you correct price gouging? How you control the market? Don't indulge in it.
That's right.
That's a nice range. Don't buy that motherfucker and watch that bitch drop down to $200. I don't give a fuck if it costs $3,000 to make.
Just go buy old stuff that works. Just buy stuff that works. Get 1950 stuff that works.
I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, yeah, but at the end of the day, look at it like this, Bug. Look at all the brothers out of work. Now's a great time. Like I always say, you should have been cashed out. Start your business. Pray about it. If you see there's a need in your neighborhood or whatever, pray about it and start your business. The one thing I never see our people do is start like clothing businesses and then our other people back them up. But food businesses, I don't see clothing businesses.
Everybody, you can start your business all day long. That don't mean shit.
I can't find brothers that make. Think about it, we Hebrews.
Let me make my point. Man, look, that shit don't matter. Cause it don't matter if you start your own business. If people don't support it. In this chat, put a 1 in if you support at least one black business a week. I ain't even gonna say every day. I'm gonna say a week.
I'm gonna say 0 to that. I try. But Lord knows I try.
And every time I try to, they do something fucking stupid.
Hit me in the ass. See? Then again, like I say, That'd be the story. But again, what type of time are them cats on? What type of time? Come on, because let's look at as Hebrews. Look at the law. What does the law say? You got to deal with your brothers, even if they suck. You got to deal with them. And so I say, all right, fine. If he's sorry, you start your own business. You do it better, and go from there, and then compete.
Hey, look, we do count. We do count. Yeah, because if you support the black brother, because you help financing something, his family, his whoring, you supporting them. Yeah, it counts.
It's always. Think about this. Think about this, man. I was just listening to Dan Calloway going over the Tory Lanez case. How they threw that cat under the bus.
But you know why they do you know why they threw Tory Lanez under the bus?
No, I don't.
Because Tory Lanez was finna buy. They was coming together. They was finna buy something. Everybody that was finna buy something, they fucked over Bill Cosby because he was trying to get ABC. Like they fucked.
No, NBC.
NBC, yeah, I know it was one of them.
Negro Broadcast. Just remember, it's the Negro Broadcasting Company. That's what they were gonna name it.
Hey, he said, but he tried. He said, so support is right. If we can support the stupidity of others, you can find some type of black owned to support.
Think about
That's true. That's true. You said something then, Mika. You said something good. Like
there's big money right now
for being retail. He said, but where do you wholesale from to be in retail? You have to wholesale from the Chinese.
Nope, you don't need to. That's a problem. That's what everybody thinks, and you don't need to.
Okay,
and everybody goes and buys their t-shirts.
Okay, but think about it. That shit sound good. Let's just come on now. Listen,
I'll make a formula.
Hold on. Let me make my point. Then you can interject. I'm finna strip this shit butt nigga to what God burnt. What my mom used to say when she used to whoop my ass and I'd be real bad. Give me what I burnt. That means get naked. So I'm finna make this shit naked for you. We don't have manufacturing. We don't have our own manufacturing. We don't have our own textile. We don't have the shit that we need to be self-sufficient. That shit gonna take time. It'll take 40, 50 years to put that shit together to make it work. But we'll have to start from somewhere and we'll have to go because who got the manufacturing? The Chinese. Who got the textile? The Chinese. We don't got manufacturing on the level that the Chinese got it on to compete with them. They're gonna underprice us. People are gonna do this here. They're gonna be like, screw the black business. I want what's cheaper, more for your dollar, bang for your buck. So with that being said, if we selling the same shit, but it's costing us $300 to make this shit, and we got to sell it for $500 to pay for manufacturing and transport and logistics, and just to see a damn profit, and the Chinese selling it for $50, who you think they're gonna go buy it from?
You're missing a point on that though.
Okay,
I'll make it make sense for you. Number one, let's say let's just do this. We're gonna manufacture underwear and beaters, right? And socks, right? Let's just do the one. Pick one. Which one do you want to manufacture?
Okay.
Between socks, walls, or beaters. Which one you picking?
Hey,
look, I'm asking.
I'm gonna pick socks because socks is underwear is cool, but you can free ball. You know what I'm saying? Especially in summertime. Okay. You can free ball, but in the wintertime I want drawers. But I'm gonna do socks because you're gonna need socks all year round because your feet sweat. And you got to keep your feet clean.
Let's do this then. All right, so let's go with socks. So you want to be a manufacturer? You're gonna go to a manufacturing show and you go to Japan because that's typically they got good quality and that stuff lasts pretty long. So you're gonna rent you out a spot, or you're gonna find where they make socks and you're gonna learn how to make socks. The next thing you're gonna do is you got to get a textiles, right? How many black farmers you know that produce cotton and the types of cotton that they produce? You need to find out what kind of cotton you want to be making, or what kind of wool you want to be using. Okay? Once you get those, once you find your supplier of the wool, the farmer who sells the wool, and the farmer who sells the cotton, you're going to go make a deal with them. You're going to send me out. I'm going to negotiate a deal that's fair for the farmer, and he stays in business, and he's happy, and you stay in business, and you're happy. Okay? Next thing is when you start going out and you start sending out, the next thing we got to have to be able to box them up. And you got to send me out to go get some contracts for you to different companies or different associations. The first people I'm going to is I'm going to the nation and I'm going to go talk to them. Say, hey, you brothers need some socks. We sell 100% wool socks, 100% cotton socks. Try them out. Okay, first I'm going to go to my people. All the little mom and pop shops that the folks own, I'm going to go to the barber shop. Go ahead.
Can I say something? That's cool. I get all it. But listen, you keep forgetting you putting the cart before the horse. I'm reading right now. Today, percentage of black farmers in the U.S. are black. Total black farmers make up less than 2% of the farmers between 1920 and 1977. Black farmers give up farmland along with income from the land that would be worth approximately $326 billion today. What is the intersection between the farming and civil rights in the United States? Bro, listen, addressing systematic discrimination. That shit, what you saying is awesome. I'm not, listen, what you saying makes a whole lot of sense. And I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Paradise. Socks are expensive, but you gotta keep your feet dry. Now, but back to what I was saying. You saying get cut. Listen, if you don't have, before you do this shit, because I know some black restaurants that really want to buy from black people and they found it hard. I'm talking about it's so goddamn hard to just trying to buy from black people, they damn near went out of business. We don't have textile. We don't have nobody with a large manufacturing textile company that do textile no more. That shit out the door. We don't have textile. In order to take the raw material and turn it into a product, you got to have textile mill. We don't have textile mill. You got to have that established textile mill. You got to have the produce. Where you get the produce from the farmer to the textile mill, to the garment factory. Because it got to be textile, then it got to be a garment factory. You feel me? Sent to the garment factory. If you don't got all that shit in place, this shit sound awesome. It is fucking A-okay. But if you don't got that shit in place, bro, it's going to be hard. You got to start from somewhere. That's when it's going to take a conglomerate of people, just like a lot of these rich people. But I get it. Because if the rich do this, that's why Oprah Winfrey them ain't do this shit, because what was given shall be taken. They get together, who got the finances, and invest in these textile places. But you got to build. If you don't have that format laid out, bro, that shit ain't gonna work. Because
I'm telling you right now, you just need, think about this, brother. You just need the thought, number one. The number two is you need to drive. Oh, I'm going to go learn this. This is what I'm going to go do. And then when you put that in a prayer, guarantee you the Most High is going to take care of it. If your heart's is pure and you're in the right mindset, Most High is going to take care of it.
Thank you, Paradise. Please read that comment. Read that comment.
Read it to me. Hold on.
Okay, I got it. He said, right. This was done intentionally years ago to block domestic product uprising. I'm telling you, bro, it is a system in place to stop this shit. And how you got to circumvent this shit, you got to work in silence. Like Mika just said, it's a company in Africa. Who's to say, yes, 5T apparel, full service apparel manufacturer, inspiring designers. Okay, they supply comes from Africa cotton farmers. That don't mean shit. Who own that shit?
Correct. Because there's a whole bunch of these people that are coming over here right now, they all Afrikaners,
That's
right?
Because it comes from, y'all keep forgetting. You got South Africa. It is a lot of white people that was in South Africa.
Own all that land.
Owning a lot of shit. It is a lot of Chinese that own shit in Africa. It's a lot of UK motherfuckers that own shit that look and they'll put a black face on it. The same way Sally Beauty Supply. You don't remember they used to be fucking black?
All Koreans now.
TCB used to be black. It still got your face on it, but it ain't your product.
They blocked all the folks. They blocked all the folks out, and then you know what they couldn't compete at? When the sisters started going natural, they couldn't compete no more. They couldn't compete. I mean, they still got with all this fake hair stuff still, but when you take that out and it was just all natural and they were doing herbs and stuff.
If our women, and I'm not y'all listen, TackleBuryBug, the Bug Nation. We ain't no race baiters. We ain't into the separate. Fuck all that. I ain't into all that. I just speak facts as facts. And if I offend you, I duly wasn't trying to. There's no malice. There's no anger. I'm not trying to offend. I'm just stating my facts. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think, and my thoughts are relevant to me. It might not mean shit to you, but it's relevant to me. With that being said, if our women for one motherfucking week don't go buy bundles, don't buy MAC makeup, don't buy shit, just go as God gave you, get the curling iron and flip your motherfucking hair and run the comb through your motherfucking hair and wear your shit or go get braided up by your sister or by some Africans. If you do that shit for 1 week, if women don't buy for 1 week, bullshit, because they go buy a lot of bullshit. If you don't buy for 1 week, your buying power will influence this nation.
Bring them to their knees. Remember what happened with all the Chinese restaurants? Folks stopped going and eating Chinese food. They had to put a non-hate Asian bill, and we just said we're not gonna be buying no more of these. We're not gonna be going and buying none of the food no more.
Hey,
they gave them a hate bill for that.
She just said you came to fight. I'm ready tonight, home girl. She told my search black on. I can remember right now.
Oh, Sister Mika. Oh,
yeah. We at it tonight. I'm on her ass. But there's a list of black on, not sold out. That's not what I'm saying. See, y'all missing the whole fucking point. It's a lot of black on everything out here. Guess what? Bug got a black on Talawaka. It's mine. It's black on. Is owned by me. But if I get locked up, guess what? My black Talawaka is still owned by me, but it belongs to the white folks, the state of Texas, if I'm incarcerated. Do you understand me? So I'm using that as a graphic just to say, look, you could be black owned, but where your merchandise come from? We don't have the infrastructure. That's all I'm saying, y'all. If you face the facts, then maybe somebody will do something about it. Yeah, it's got to be coordinated. This shit got to be coordinated. I just passed by some black-owned boutiques in University Park. Fucked me up. I was like, whoa, in the UP, they got black-owned boutiques? Yes.
Yeah, but what? Where they get this stuff?
Where your product coming from? Where your product coming from? It ain't no, man, y'all forgive me for using this as a good analogy. To prove a point. Bumpy Johnson and Frank Lucas. Go look up the history on these men. Bumpy Johnson spent his whole life trying not to let the Italian mafia have a piece of Harlem, his piece of Harlem, his black world. He was trying his damnedest to keep them out their goddamn business. And then Frank Lucas linked up with his cousin and got a plug on the heroin from the Golden Triangle, from them goddamn triads, that good dope, and made the mob buy from him. And then you seen what happened to them. They got brought down. The point that I'm making is this here. The supply chain. He was scoring from them at first, and then he tried to get them out of his business. Yes, it's black on everything, but somebody else's hands is in it. That's why I just made that point.
And at any given time, they can shut it off. At any given time, they can shut it off, and you can't do nothing about it. Just like right now.
You have to control the supply chain. We don't control the supply chain. If we don't control the supply chain, it don't mean shit. You can have your own black store company, because guess what? Let me tell you something about a store. It's about profit. They don't give a fuck about pride. It's about profit. If I can go to China and get the t-shirt for 50 cents and I can get 10,000 units for 50 cents, then I have to pay $6 or $3 a unit.
They don't care.
I'm gonna go to 50 cents.
That's your starting point. Once you get your bread, then once you start it like that, that's fine. But then you say, hey, let me hit up this farmer. See what kind of cotton he got. Because I can almost guarantee you, a lot of these people, you notice the Chinese, when they were exposing Hermes and all these high-end brands, where were they still getting their raw materials from? They were still getting their raw materials from France, from Italy, right? They were getting their leathers from these folks. The stuff to make all this stuff.
Or was they?
Yeah.
I don't think so, bro, because let me tell you something.
No, that's what they said out of their own mouth. They said, yes, this is where we get the best stuff from. We get this leather from these Italians over here. We get it from these French over here. This is the finest leather in the world. We get these buckles and zippers from this company over here, and they're out of I forget what, France or whatever it was. They were all European countries that they were getting their stuff from, whether it's Spain or whatever. They were getting their stuff from there. They would take it over to China, right? They would buy from them at full price. They would take it over to China. They would make it for Hermes or whoever. Then they would take it back over to Europe, stitch in, made in Europe or whatever country, France or Italy, and then they would put a $30,000 price tag on it or $20,000 price tag.
That's wrong. They would send them the damn materials and they'll make that shit right there and there. Cuz let me tell you something, and I got to watch what I say because I'm not going to be one of these niggas that they jam themselves up from a fucking podcast, bro. Let me tell you something. I know somebody that got 2 Prada purses. Them purses was $5,000 in the store. But them purses was paid $120 from, came from China. And went to the Prada store and they was finna give a refund on that motherfucker. Searing them and everything. They couldn't tell the difference. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. All I'm saying is this, cuz at the end of the day, what he just said, Tank just said, in economics, inferior product is the one that can cease to exist and demand won't be affected. This is where most black ventures fall into. Bruh, the man just said something. Now look, at the end of the day, dog, without textile, I can go get all the fucking black cotton I want. If I don't got textile and garment manufacturer, if it's not a textile garment manufacturer, what the fuck I'm gonna do with that cotton? Lay in it? Put it in some pillows? Put it in a mattress?
If
I can't process that cotton, what the fuck is it useful? Them Chinese can outsource from other people for the simple fact they shit is trash. They land don't grow the shit that we grow. They don't even make the steel that we make. They got the steel that's coming from our scraps. It's getting shipped over there in the barge, and they melting it down, making quality steel because that's why we won in World War II. We had a better quality of steel than any other country. That was made right here from our minerals.
And we know this, so why don't we start small, build up our bread, start small, and then put our bread together and do a manufacturing.
Hey, hold on. Joe Ball just made the perfect fucking.
It don't make no sense to me because at the end of the day, we know this. The country right now need products made. And no one's stepping up and saying,
but this the point. I'm gonna make this point right here with Joe, and then I'm gonna come to you because you just made a good point. Joe just said, if you have H and no customers, or customers and no H, what do you really have? Nothing. That's the equivalent of having that cotton and you can't get the textile, you can't get it, turn it to garments. You can't get it transferred into a product. Okay, then. Now, our country need all this shit, but let me tell you something. It's a system in place. They know what the fuck they need.
Let's do one better. Let's do one even better. As a Hebrew, we have a dress code, how we supposed to dress. How many of these sisters out here are making shirts with the fringes on them?
Okay, where you get the product from, though? See, that's the whole point I'm telling you.
No, but and I hear what you're saying. That's fine.
That's the only point I'm making. I'm not.
I hear, but at the end of the day, you're making a profit, right? How much is it going to cost you to get a miniature size processing plant to process cotton and turn it into the fabrics that you need, or to the textiles that you need?
Okay, then who got the knowledge of doing it?
Come on, go search it out. But brother, I'm saying you got to go search that out. If you listen, the Most High says, "Prove yourself worthy." Right? If this is a problem, and you looking around and you don't see it, you go look for it and find it out, and then you're going to become a wealthy man because number one, you're going to be the only brother that's got it. And all the farmers, once you let these farmers know, hey, we're looking for this type of quality and product. If you grow this type of quality, I can guarantee you X amount of dollars because you're selling your shirts.
Okay.
So that black farmer is going to come to you and say, "Hey, here's my samples," or you're going to go see the farmer and say, "Hey, let me see your samples. This is what I got. All right, this is the quality we want. This is where your quality control comes in. This is the quality of stuff we want." If you're paying him nice money, he can support his family and his farm. That's what he's going to produce. Then you're the guy. You're the guy that everyone's going to go see because they're going to say, "Hey, Jimbo, man, I see you got that nice new truck out there, man, and you growing this cotton, man. Where you sending your cotton to? Go talk to this brother here, blah blah blah, and he'll make you a deal." Because them shirts are going to be flying off. They're going to be flying off the shelves.
That I get that. I get that. Listen. This is my argument right here. I get all that. I know that. I know that from experience. What I'm saying is, if we get in the mind, you control the manufacturing, you control the product. We just can't just be sellers. Guns and butter. You can't. You're gonna be a retailer. You're gonna be a seller. How come we can't be seller manufacturers? And it's gonna take millions. It's gonna take millions to set that up. I believe in this because I've done it, and I'm gonna do it again. I believe in using the company for the insurance to pay for me and my grandkids, to stack my money up, work for them for a couple of years, and then burn off on their ass to do my own shit. That's why I kept this YouTube, because I can build off this. It's a foundation to build off of. If it's nothing, it's not where I want to be. I know where it could be, but I can build off of it because it's mine. But I'm still on YouTube platform. So
until you're not.
Until I'm not, but think about it. Until another platform is created to where I can utilize, but I utilize YouTube until we get to that point, because that take millions. Just like he just said, and Jovan just said, it take millions. It take millions, and it take a conglomerate, because you can't do it by yourself.
You can't do none of this stuff by yourself. But again, if you're the one, if investors see, if there's some good brothers that see what you're doing, two things: if they can't give you money, they can give you their time. You can negotiate. You can negotiate. Listen, brother, if you can give me 20 hours a week, you can give me 30 hours a week. Think about all the brothers that are driving trucks, and they're at a spot to where they ain't getting no calls in. Well, can you do this run for me? I can pay for your fuel and this, that, and the third. Can you do this run and a couple $1,000s in your pocket? Yeah, and go fill up that 53-foot trailer full of cotton. And bring it down to your factory. Process it. Right?
I get
process it.
I get it.
All the resources. So what you're saying is well, we need this conglomerate. No, you have all the resources. There's black farmers. There are black truck drivers. There's black logistics companies. Right? There is brothers that are engineers that are in manufacturing. There's other brothers that work for these manufacturers. How many of these cats are either retired or they lost their job because the manufacturing company closed, the plant closed down? Search those guys out and find them. They'll tell you what they need. That's the best. That's your best bet. Or if you got to go learn it, there's some brothers in here that are going to college. Once you get your 4-year degree, you can go into manufacturing. 2 more years of school. Set the brother up to where he pays for the 2 more years. You set him up a contract. Put him on a 10-year contract. We'll pay for your schooling. We just need you 10 years, and we'll give you a percentage. We just need you to learn this and bring it over here, bring it home, and then we can put the money behind it to set up the factory. And you're gonna tell us what we need. And we just start small.
You said it right. Paradise. NAFTA fucked up everything. And I told everybody in the beginning, I remember NAFTA. NAFTA was in the 90s. 97, 98, 99. That's when the beginning
Ross
of it.
Perot.
No, Bill Clinton.
No, that was Ross Perot. Ross Perot set up remember, he spent $2 billion. He's the one who implemented it.
No, Clinton implemented with legislation. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. Same time he did the SOP weapons ban. The SOP weapons ban was getting ready to, they was implementing the SOP weapons ban. Look, bro, I remember this, NAFTA. I remember NAFTA. See, NAFTA was good because anybody who was in the street during Bill Clinton was good. That first term was the shit. Was the shit. Money was everywhere. It was everywhere.
I heard it was Bush. Bush was bringing so much yayo into Texas, man.
Clinton bought more yayo than anybody.
They was bringing about truckloads.
The streets was good. The streets was good back then.
Flooded with the snow.
And then the 2000s, 2004, 5, it started 2002 when it just started to hit. By 2008, before the market crash, that's when it was really in effect. Then that's when you start seeing effects if you was paying attention. But man,
well, that's when they took down again. That's when they took down Twin Towers. They took down the financial system. That was the financial district for the country. They wiped it out. Remember, Building 9 it didn't even get hit, but somehow it went under, along with all the financials on the Twin Towers.
Look, we ain't even gonna speak on that. We're gonna leave it alone. Everybody, if you don't know by now, what happened?
But my point is though, Bug. But my point is that we got the resources. We just need to make the connections. We need to go do the legwork to go find out where these black farmers are. Who's growing cotton? Who's growing this? Who's growing that? There's a sister right now online. She's on one of my. I got her on one of my. She want to pay $11 an hour to go help on their farm to go pick.
Hey, look. Or whatever. Hey, GDA, tell them about Mattress Mac in the chat. I remember Mattress Mac. Tell them about Mattress Mac. Down up, man. Look, bro. Say, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Will. But I'm gonna tell you a secret, brother.
What's that?
All skin folk ain't kin folk.
That's right. All skin folk ain't kin folk.
And everybody don't have your ideology and your dedication and your passion for your ideology. Cause some people
fine. We'll find
no. Just listen. Just listen. It's a point in this. Those the type of people that you have to get away from in order to be the nation that need to be built. And all you gotta do is read between the lines. You feel me? Because I get your sentiment. I get your sentiment. And sometimes some shit ain't for our ears. You feel me?
I do. I feel you on that. You know that. That's a fact.
That's a fact. That's all I was saying, though. Because I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I want to win.
But it ain't to be articulated sometimes. It only need to be told to who need to hear it. You feel me?
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Let me lay. I want to win. Don't you want to just roll?
Listen, cause my enlightenment now, bro. I told my homegirl this, Miss K. My enlightenment now is the wisdom through the Holy Spirit, because wisdom is the knowledge of the Holy Spirit that's given to you. It ain't earned. You can't find that shit. My wisdom, bro, in my enlightenment, in my evolution, and I'm switching levels on it, I'm switching frequencies on people. And I know I'm switching frequencies because a lot of people just irritate the hell out of me now. So, you know what I'm saying? I know, look, cuz I'm trying to say this without saying this.
Tell me later then.
Nah, I got it because I got to finish the statement for people won't think I'm fucking crazy.
We all know you crazy, nigga.
Yeah, look, but I got a lot of sense. Dog, the enlightenment right now, bro, and where I'm at now, I see through the mask. You feel me?
Yeah.
I see you. You know what I'm saying? So
I've been there, brother. I've been through that. I've been through that far.
I see you. So I ain't talking to you, Will. I'm talking to you, and that's who ears that this piercing. You know, I'm talking to you. I see you. You can't hide no more. It's that movie. I remember the movie from the 80s when them aliens was here
Put them glasses on.
And he put the glasses on, and then the glasses used to give you a headache, and then they evolved and got the contacts. I see you, boy. You can't hide. So it's a platform. It's used for what it's used for, to inform. And my information is this: research. Do your research. I'm gonna point something in the same way with the banking system. This country is ran by something that's not even a part of the government. Do y'all know what that is? The Fed. The Fed is not even a part of the government. The IRS is not a part of the government. The post office is not a part of the government.
But they'll bring a war to your front door. You mess around with the post office,
bro. But they got the powers of the government. They tell you government jobs. Those are not even the Fed. The Fed don't supposed to have shit to do with politics, and the Fed run this country. The interest rate run this country.
Well, what did the founding fathers say? I forget which. I think which is Jefferson or one of them said, or Adams, whatever, said that the banking system was more dangerous than any foreign army on American soil.
Now I can say this here, GDA. I can say this here. God bless me for moving weight, and I'm gonna tell you this here, and I'm gonna tell anybody who want to get in the drug business. It is not fucking worth it. It's too many fucking rats. Do y'all understand? It is over 500,000 rats on the federal payroll. These motherfuckers making 90 to 100,000 a year snitching on your dumb ass, not including the state. In my city, I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. In my city, is over 50,000 police informants, local, state.
And don't include the minister.
I'm from Caddo Parish. Caddo Parish have a 1-800 tip line. You can text a tip and snitch on a nigga with a text, and they'll pop you off. Hell, they had this thing at one time. It was $1,000 for a rifle, $500 for a handgun. Man, you know how many people went to jail and they were wondering why they were going to jail, leaving the house and getting rolled because the girl in the house needed some money to go out that night, and they, they got the police on you. So I tell you like this here, fuck some weight, move your knowledge. I'm trying to figure out how to set up this damn C corporation and this trust to where I can hire my kids and hire my mama and go get funding. That's what I'm trying to do, like the rich people do, so I can do rich people shit.
Oh, why didn't you tell me? I got my wife for that.
Hey, man,
not the right one.
Listen.
We'll explain it to you.
Okay. But listen, that's the shit I'm on. I'm trying to figure out how to, you know what I'm saying? Go get the funding from these banks to buy assets, and I can borrow against the assets. Like, I want to be like Jay-Z them and buy $1 million painting and go borrow $2 million off the painting and still keep my painting and take their money, make the money, but pay them their money back, because I ain't trying to see. That's the part that they tell you. They tell you how to get the funding, but you got to pay that shit back. I'm trying to create a revenue stream to where I can put people on who don't got a chance, who've been going through, they working at McDonald's, and try to get them some real money. And we all make real money as long as they on the right tip.
The talent is out there, my brother.
That's the shit I'm on.
Talent is out there. Listen, man, I don't know what the French toast. I don't know, man. Like I said, it was an act of God for me to get my wife. The talent is out there, my man. It's out there. It is out there. Trust and believe. The talent is there.
Look, my boy. Look, you got to see. I know you probably don't see this chick.
I can't see the chat.
The Fed is I know it. The Fed is a private corporation. That's what Joe Voss said. Then he said we arm private businesses. Tank said that. GDA said yep. And then Joe Voss, OPM, other people money. I'm trying to figure out how. Like, let me tell you something. Who I looked up to. I looked up to Grant Cardone, because he'll give you some gems. But then they said he fucked up.
Yo, he's a dummy, man. I would spit. This would have taken. Remember, we had this discussion a year ago, and I was livid because everybody keeps bringing in all these folks that don't look like us that are making money, and you can't really tell how they made their money. because they did some shady backdoor stuff, and they still doing some shady backdoor stuff. And you just look at them; they do shady stuff to the folks. I don't feel sorry for Diddy. I ain't gonna feel sorry for Jay and his old lady when they go down for the stuff that they're gonna go down for eventually down the road. Oprah, none of them, because they're all doing stuff that you and I are not privy to, and they got in bags for doing some wicked stuff.
Hey, look.
Find me the guy who did it from the ground up, like myself,
Hey,
from the
can I tell
ground
you
up.
something? Can I tell you something? I'm gonna tell you the realest shit that. Listen, I was privy to know some hard hitting drug dealing motherfuckers. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Scooby Doo. You know what I'm saying? Hard hit motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like I throw in whiskey. First time I ever seen trash bag full of fucking $100 bills, $50 bills. They had trash bags. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the biggest homies from my neighborhood, the police killed him. He was wearing a dress. I don't got to say his name. They know who I'm talking about. They're from Shreveport, Louisiana. He from the hill. The police killed him. I was privy to meet some hard hitter drug dealers. You hear me? But I'm saying this to say this, dog. Money, what you do with it, a lot of people don't know what to do with it because we know how to make money. And I learned from the ghetto. I done seen the smallest people become the big dog, but you don't know what to do with it. There's something Joe Var got in here. I got to highlight it. UILs, insurance policies that you can get $3-4 million on the people in your family and borrow against it. Even if you don't pay it back, they're gonna get it back when you die.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? What's up, brother?
Hey, so something about insurance, right? So this was if I go to get a car today, I gotta go to a bank or a credit union. I gotta ask to borrow money, right? Because one of the worst things you can do is go pay cash for a vehicle, right? You gotta like that. Everything else, OPM it, other people's money, right? Take the tax write off, everything else. When you go and get yourself an insurance policy, get yourself a policy that you can borrow against. So let's say I got 5 kids and they're all young. They're just born. And every time one of my kids is born, I get $1 million policy on one of my kids I can borrow against, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm paying $275 a month. And in 20 years, it's going to mature. I have to make no payments on it. And I build up a cash value of, let's say over 20 years, I can build up $500,000, right? Because it's in the market. I can go against that policy and I can borrow all the way up to $1 million, right? And here's the beauty of it. So now when I go buy a car, I don't have to go through the bank. I can put all those insurance policies in a trust, be the trustee of it, administer it. I can go buy property, right? Once I buy property, I can leverage that property to borrow more money. And here's the beauty about it. If I don't pay back that loan, guess what? When one of those people die, they just don't get that portion of the money that's not paid back. Right?
Right.
And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's like the oversimplified way of doing it. Now, you got to be in decent health. That's why it's always better to get the policies when they're young, right? They're cheaper and they mature a lot faster. And you can put them to work a lot sooner. So let's say you got 2 kids, you get $1 million policy on each of them. You pay that note, every year, every month, whatever. You got leverage. You go to buy a house, you don't have to worry about a down payment because now you're the bank, right? You got it in a trust, you're the bank. You own nothing but control everything.
Everything.
God forbid I hit someone in the parking lot with a shopping cart, they can sue me. God forbid you delete someone, dust them off, and you beat the criminal case, now they can come after you civilly. They'll take your house, they'll take your drawers. They'll take your wet dreams, right? But if you don't own anything, there's nothing for them to take. So we got to start looking at it's great to be in the manufacturing and everything else and all the good stuff. Where's the money? Where's the real money made? The money's made in banking. Banks don't have anything. They just move money. They loan money.
It's your money.
Right? They loan money. In the U.S., we got this thing called fractional reserve banking. Let's say you got $10,000 in the bank. You can't go to the bank tomorrow and take your money out. You got to get permission to take your money out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so, like everything's fiat, everything's fugazi, everything's just a dream. So why not get $1 million, $2 million insurance policy on your kids and leverage that, put it into a trust. Now you got a trust, make your kids part of the trustees, right? Now you're worried about your kids selling your property or selling your estate. Hey, you have a living trust that they can't sell this. This belongs to that. They could be beneficiaries of the trust. You can break them off 50, 60, 70,000 a year for them to live, depending upon the cost of inflation. But you always reinvest that money to generate more money. And then you put a clause in there. Every time someone has a kid, they buy a life insurance policy for $1 million and it goes into the bank of bug. So as you get older, you got 5 kids. Your 5 kids have 2 kids apiece. That's $5 million. That's $15 million to do and to spread around. And everyone's a part of that trust. And that money grows.
Yeah, it starts with the family, man. Straight up. Like I say, I watch the bankers. You look at all of them. All these dudes, it's all in the family. So for every brother out there, you know, want to get you one good wife. If you got the stamina to handle a couple more of them, make sure you got the right ones on your team, and start building your family, man. The more children you have, the better. I gotta tell Bug all the time, man. You made me so proud the other day. I was listening to that thing. You said you gonna have some more. Yeah, go have more babies. Go have 20 more. 20 more.
I want at least one more son. I want to raise my son in the house.
I was so proud when you said that. I was so happy out here, man.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them because the biggest thing and the biggest regret I have, or it wasn't technically it wasn't all on me, but I didn't have any sons to help me with my business, so I have to hire out. So I'm losing money, and instead of having my sons, all right, let me teach you this. We're gonna go step 1, step 2, step 3, and building this empire. Rothschild's the same thing. He had how many sons? He had 6 sons or whatever. He sent 2 to each country to take over their banking systems or to learn their banking systems so they could take it over. So yeah, you're gonna need more babies. And the sad part about it is you have to find a partner who's gonna let you lead and let you direct and do other stuff. And it's gonna help you out. Well, that's where the hard part is.
Well, I'm trying to find the right women to do this pilot thing because it is not enough of us black men out here. And it's good black men like myself. I need at least 3 or 4 of y'all good black women, and
there you go.
Preferably a midget, because I need me a midget.
No man, then you gonna have midget babies, nigga.
I want a midget baby. I want a midget baby with a big head. I want a midget baby with a regular head. I want a mixed midget baby. Listen, bro, I want me to have. I feel like that since I'm the king that I am, a king should have at least 5 wives and 6 concubines. You know what I'm saying? That we all share together.
You just gotta be able to afford. You just gotta be able to afford to take care of them. That's all.
That's the point. Because when we have these kids and we get this UIL policy, and we're gonna talk to Joe Boy offline to get all the extra information that I need to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we create this trust, and we're gonna have the trust is gonna be the real Bug Nation.
and here's the key to this. Every brother should be thinking that way. If you do the cloth or wash the cloth, yeah. How many wives did King Solomon have? Look at all the wives King David had. How many wives did Moses have?
Hey, I don't know. I didn't go back to look, but I just feel like with me being the strong black man that I am, and these strong black women out here that need guidance, you know what I'm saying, and they want to come into the fold. And they don't want to live trifling, you know what I'm saying? We can all live good because we can all
be on Team Dream.
Say, listen, I'm the CEO of the corporation. You know what I'm saying? We got to trust in the corporation. We ain't LLC, we incorporated. We INC. We
You
trying
can
to
start an LLC and then go to a C corp or S corp, but you can start your LLC now.
but I
and then
listen to what I'm
fall
saying,
over
bro.
that.
I'm not being technical now. I'm this ism right here. I'm just the ism. See why the other girls over there talking about their LLC, baby, we're gonna be incorporated. It's gonna be corporation of Bug Nation. They're gonna see that big BN everywhere. They're gonna be like, what is BN? That's Bug Nation. That's the corporation doing business as with the DBA of or the LLC of TackleBuryBug and TackleBuryBug YouTube LLC, but it's gonna be up under that major corporation. You know, Warren Buffett owned hundreds of companies up under the Buffett umbrella. And I'm trying to be like Warren Buffett as the Bug Nation. It's gonna, my vision will be seen. We'll see through.
I mean, what is his company is what's it?
It's Berkshire
What is
Hathaway.
that? There you go. Berkshire Hathaway.
And let me tell you something about Warren Buffett. I tried to get a job at BNSF. When I found out, the dude told me at BNSF, he said, "Say, brother, I get paid good." And he said, the amenities that I get from this company. I said, "What you talking about?" He said, "Warren Buffett. This is a subsidiary of Warren Buffett." I said, "What?" And he showed me the list. The dude get discount on cars, insurance. It ain't nothing that you can get in the world that this man don't got his hand into. I'm trying to be like that. I'm trying to have subsidiary companies. Bug Nation gonna be the flagship company. It's gonna be Bug Nation.
And you're gonna be the umbrella company, and you're gonna put all your wives in their own companies, right?
Everybody gonna have their company. The kids,
every child,
the grandkids,
take your children. They're gonna take their mother's side of the jobs, or let's say one of the kids want to go on the other wife's. She want to go on. He want to go, or she want to go to that business. Bro, that's how you do it. That's the number one formula I saw, and that's what I saw how all these rich people were doing it, homie.
Yep. The concubines, they kids gonna have LLCs. Listen,
and then you just got some that just want to be workers. So you
I'm just
your job.
Hey, so speaking of LLCs, right? So here's a hack right here. So every time you have a kid, right, if you could do it when they're born or when they turn a certain age, you form an LLC for them, right? And you put it under your S corp or under your trust, right? Under your parent company. Mm-hmm. And don't do anything with it. Just form it, get your business license, get an EIN and all that other stuff. So when they turn 18, they now have a mature corporation or LLC. It's been in existence, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 years. So it has a good credit history and everything else. And it's all about the longevity of the LLC, how long it's been in existence. That really pays. You understand what I'm saying? It's a matured or it's a seasoned LLC or it's a seasoned corporation. That's one of the hacks. Because they go and they look back, how long has this thing been in existence for?
Yep. And you can put like little prepaid credit cards connected to that, and you give the things that you buy, you typically will buy, use that credit card to spend, pay that off, and you just build their credit up. So by the time they're 18 or whatever, or I would say even by the time they finish getting a job or 16 or whatever the case is, they can start their business. Depending on how you set or structure up with your son or child, hell, you can give them a 1099 and have them work for your company, and they get a 1099.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they can't have a credit report under 18 years because they're not of age to enter into a contract. Now, what you can do is you can put them on your credit card and everything else, and then that'll help them out. But again, if you have an EIN and they're the beneficiary on it, or they're on the board of directors listed, then that runs an end. As far as like you want to get like 30, 60, 90s, right? Accounts, major accounts that shows that you're credit worthy, you're paying off your bills, 30, 60, 90s, and all other good stuff. Just have them. Use them, pay them off. Use them, pay them off. Then you leverage that with that one LLC can borrow along with your insurance moves. It's like, fuck it. You got it.
Yeah. Each one of your spouses can loan money. You guys can loan money to one another. I forget the amount. You got to check each state. You got to look at the. You got to check out your state laws and whatnot. And
Well,
let's say one company's making all the bread, or one other company's making some bread, but not as much. You get subsidies, or they can borrow from that company.
don't even do that. Here's what you do, right? So let's say you have an umbrella corporation. You got Bug Enterprises, S Corp, right? A not-for-profit, not a non-profit, not a for-profit, but a not-for-profit. We ain't intending to make money, but if we do, we do. And let's say you got 10 LLCs under that corporation. You don't go to the bank and get a loan. You borrow from one of the other LLCs, right? Because who are you paying the interest back to?
To the other company.
The LLC, which is in a trust, which is therefore not
going back to you,
right? And again, you own nothing but control everything. So it's just like, what's your reported income? My reported income was $1. My reported income was $100. Because look at how all the rich guys get rich. They don't own anything. They're wealthy on paper only. They don't have any assets. They have stock. That's all theoretical. They leverage that.
Liquid?
They leverage that stuff. They can be liquid if needed. But when you go in and you say, I'm Jeff Bezos, I need to get a loan, they know you're tied to X amount of billions of stocks. He doesn't have a whole bunch of money on hand because he would have to take the tax burden on that. Right? And he has it sheltered. So again, you go have 3 kids, you get $1 million insurance policy, you buy $1 million house, you borrow against that, you do some investments, throw it into a trust, you throw it into an S Corp, you're the trustee, you receive benefits of it. I have 0 assets. I'm a beneficiary of the trust. What was your reported income? I made $10,000 last year. How did you make $10,000 and I see you in a Lambo? I don't own that. The foundation owns that.
Yeah, but you need to start with the vehicles that's getting you assets. That's getting you bread. Let's just say it like that. The number one first thing you gotta do is be able to have a business that's making money. Once that business is making money,
but here's the deal.
Then
right
you
here.
can start putting all that stuff together.
But here's the deal right here. Everyone looks at making money, man. Money goes. If you got like McDonald's, what is McDonald's famous for? Known for?
Real estate.
Exactly. They don't give a fuck about hamburgers. They care about that real estate. Because I can always use that real estate for something else. So if I got $1 million, if I got a business that made $1 million, that's awesome. But what assets do I got? Because I got to pay taxes on that $1 million. If I got real estate, I can't. It's hard for me to borrow against $1 million because I got to put $1 million in the bank and then go say, hey, I want to do a secure loan or extend a line of credit for this. But if I have a tangible asset, property or whatever, I can borrow against that all the fucking time.
Right. That's why they said. I was listening to this guy because, like I said, I've been researching all this stuff. I'm really into this because I'm trying to make a better life for my grandkids. Dude, they operate at a deficit. If you look at Tesla make all this money, but they always tell you they're in the red. They never say they made no money. Amazon never say they made no money. Walmart never say they made money.
That's how you avoid taxes.
That's why I say never compare yourself to them dudes. They're getting government contracts worth in the billions. They are never. That's the one thing I always say. Never look at these people. These are not good metrics to measure yourself with because the money that they're dealing with, the money that they're getting, you will never see that.
Well, but you don't even have to look at them, man. Look at your average person that's net worth upwards of 10 million. Look at your average person net worth upwards of $1 million, and look how they structure their stuff. It's not that I have $1 million sitting in the bank, right? I got $1 million in collateral, right? I got life insurance policies that's going to build the accumulated cash value, and also that I can borrow against. If I fail to pay that back, I just don't get paid $600,000. I get paid $400,000, right? But with that $600,000, I went and I bought a property. Now I'm sitting on that property. Yeah, I'm paying some property taxes, whatever, but that's a write-off. But now I got an asset I can borrow against. right? I got collateral.
Yep.
And then
Because
I buy one house, don't pay it off. I roll that, flip it up, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Now I got 10 houses or whatever you want to do, you know?
But the main objective to start to do like to get what you're saying to get to, you need to have a business that's making money because you need that liquid so that you could buy those things. You could put that money and set it aside because the whole idea is number one, you have a business that's creating money, that's creating liquid. Once you do that liquid, then you put it in those other vehicles.
I
All these other
disagree. I
vehicles
disagree
are
with you.
just
yeah, I was going to say that. I
I
disagree.
disagree with you. And
nah,
this is why
because
I disagree with you.
all these other vehicles are tax shelters.
Yeah,
So the stuff that you're saying is a tax shelter. You're protecting the money that you're making from paying
All right.
taxes by putting it in
Here's the deal. Here's the deal right here. I disagree with you. I got a quote for one of my kids for $1 million policy, right? That I could borrow against. It's $200 a month for 20 years, right? And at any time, I can go and pull money out on that and put it towards anything I want to. So I don't have to have a business that's making a profit, that's making money because I can go and I can borrow, I can pull out $500,000, go buy a house and rent it out. Or I can sit, go buy a house for my daughter that's going to go to college and have her live in that. Don't have to make money on it. Just pay the note, right? And then when she graduates college, hey, here's your college graduation gift. You can sell it, you can fuck it up, you can do whatever you want to do with it. I really don't give a fuck. Right? So I just need to have a mechanism to get capital. I don't have to be making a profit because when you say making a profit, I might make a profit this week and be flat or be down the following weeks.
That's why you have your reserves. That's why you got your savings. And at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, you're going to deduct all this stuff. But again, that's $2,400 a month that you need to put in your child's. That's $2,400 a month. So you need to be making money because you need to put that.
That's $200.
$200.
$200 for the policy. And you know what $200 is?
$2,400 a year.
That's my Scotch habit.
I was just gonna say that. That's some drink. That's some drinking some cigars.
But
that's dinner.
But again, that's fine. But again, you need to have a business that's making liquid, so you can take that money. Because the whole thing is not we're just using this to gain money. You need to be having liquid to where you can move this money so it's not tax deducted. That's the whole idea of it. And you put it in these different vehicles.
All right.
So it's
all right.
tax shelter.
So let's say I got an LLC. I got 3 LLCs under one corporation, right? And none of the businesses turn a profit. None of them turn a profit. How much of those expenses can I write off every year?
All of it.
If they're not turning a profit, then yeah.
Then
you're writing.
So
you're writing off.
So why would I want to turn a profit?
Profit.
You get taxed on profits.
Because you take those profits, and when you're making good money, then that's when you say, okay, I got this money. I'm going to go put, for my child here, I'm going to go put this insurance policy up for my baby, and I'm going to put the $2,400 a year. You can either pay it off at one time, or you could break it up monthly and pay the $200 a month. But you still need profit coming in.
No, you don't need profits, man. I can operate in the red and still be good. Because here's the deal right here, right? I got my corporations, everything else. I bring my kids on as 1099 employees. So part of their salary is, hey, you know what? One kid washes dishes, one kid does this, one kid does that, whatever. Hire them on. Pay the taxes on that. Part of their benefits package is I provide their life insurance. The life insurance is $1 million policy that has cash value that we can borrow against in a corporation. I really don't need to make a profit because guess what I'm going to do? That life insurance that your company's paying for, they get a tax write-off on it. So you have to pay taxes on profits.
That's why everybody work at a deficit.
No, that's the whole point.
No,
you're missing the point. The point is this: you got to be making money, and as you're making money, you're using these other vehicles to shelter your money. So you're not paying tax on it. So at the end of the year, then you could say we were operating at a deficit, or let's say we only made $1,000. All that money that you made, you put it in these other vehicles. Like you give your child $1,200 a month, right? You give them $1,200 a month. They take that money, that $1,200 a month, because they're going to get a 1099. They buy school books, they buy computers, whatever the case it is. And then anything left over, you need to try and invest that money and put it somewhere else to where you can turn that into a vehicle so it could be a tax write-off. Hell, even if you make a whole nother company that helps that one company, fine. Or you loan that money to one of your other companies that's not really making money and it's losing money. That way you're not paying tax on that. That's the whole objective of that. But for you to come in with a business and just make
I think you just said what I said, but more complicated. It's like I said, I'm a not-for-profit. I don't want to make any money. I want to be at zero or whatever, but my assets is right here. So that's something I can leverage.
I hear what you're saying, but again, like you can't get nothing from something. When you get this loan or whatever you're gonna get, they're gonna want to look at your statements. Well, how much did you make? What did you make for the last 3 years? If I wanted to go buy a business, like I was gonna go buy a business in LA, the gentleman wanted 100 grand, right? The bank says, okay, cool. How much did this company make? This company made.
Big Will. Here's the deal right here. You missed the whole point. You said you went to the bank, or you're going to go to the bank, and they're going to ask you, circumvent the bank with your insurance policies that you can borrow money from. You are the bank.
But all that stuff you're saying, it takes time. So 5 to 10 years, it's going to take you that much time to get that much money.
You can get a policy and you can have it enforced in 7 days.
And they'll give you $250,000.
You can get a policy that builds or has you can borrow against, and you can have that thing enforced in like 7 days.
Well, that's beyond my pay grade. I would love this. I would love to drop some money to see how that works. But again, I've done and what I
seriously,
know.
Google, go online, search for life insurance that you can borrow against, for life insurance that builds actual cash value or whatever. And they'll start calling you up. And they'll run you through the questions and say, hey, look, I want to get a policy that I can borrow against.
Yeah, it's a tier 1 policy. My wife used to sell insurance. It's a tier 1 policy. You stack money up, but you only can borrow against the money you already have.
No, different. Nope.
Okay, it's kind of like borrowing against your pension. Let's say you work for a government or 401k, right? And you say, you know what, I'm gonna go purchase this home, or I'm gonna go purchase this whatever. Let's say you're gonna purchase an apartment building. Typically, it's a home, and you go to them and you say, hey, listen, I'm gonna purchase this home, and I'm gonna pull out of my pension or my retirement fund. I'm gonna pull this amount of money for the down payment, and then I'm gonna pay onto that.
Yeah,
they say cool. They'll say cool, no problem. So you pull against your money, you go drop the down payment, right? But the money is already there. So you've already got, let's say, 10 or 15 years working at this job, and you've built up equity, and you're gonna go in and you're gonna take that money. You're gonna take that 50,000 and say, okay, I'm gonna pull 50,000 out. I'm gonna put it on here. Now I'm gonna go back to the bank. I got my 50,000 that I need. They know that I have this job. I work for the city. I'm making 150,000 a year. Then I'm gonna say, okay, I want a $500,000 loan, right? Because that's where I got the $50,000. Let's say I want this $250,000 loan because it's 20%. I bring in the 20%. They get that 20%. They're gonna take the loan that I have, right? And I'm gonna be paying back from my checks when I make money from my job. They're gonna take that money and they're gonna put it back towards. So I'm pretty much gonna be paying double per month. I put back that 50,000, and the bank is gonna give me the loan for the home, and I'm gonna take another percentage from that and slide that over to the bank. And that's how you can roll stuff in like that. And the insurance, what you guys are talking about, kind of works a similar way. That's what I know. The other side that you guys are saying, I've heard about that, but I've never seen it done. But I heard about it. I've heard a whole bunch of stories. If you start an LLC, you can get $250,000 if you got a credit score of this, that, and third. I've heard of all that stuff, but I ain't never seen it done. But the other stuff, I've seen that done. Guys, I used to work for the city. So you got it used to be after 1 year, you could go buy your car. You start making your payments on your car. And then 2 to 3 years or 5 years was when you go in and you go buy your house. And that's what they did. But since the economics and stuff got all screwed up, guys were making way less money. They weren't getting as much overtime. And so a lot of that stuff got knocked out. So you work for the city now for 5 years, then you can go get a vehicle. So, yeah. But the other way, where you just go get it, you go get an insurance policy, and 24 hours or 7 days later, hey, I've only put, let's say I put the whole $2,400 in there for the whole year. I paid for the whole year. I've never heard that. Then once I give them the $2,400, then I go and say, in 10 days or whatever, 14 days later, and say, hey, oh yeah, I want to borrow against, because it's like playing futures. I want to borrow. I need $500,000 to borrow against this, but I've only put in $2,400. I've never heard that. I've never seen it done. Let's just say it like this. I've never seen it done. So that's all.
Joe, me and you gonna talk. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna call your ass. Man, look, I appreciate all y'all to come on in. We 5 minutes from 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Midnight Central Standard Time, 1 o'clock if you're in the East. You know what I'm saying? But man, I appreciate all y'all brothers for coming through, and I appreciate the dialogue, man. Yeah.
Sorry about last week, bro.
Man, it's all good. I had got your text, bro. Don't think when I don't answer you, and then I'm not answering you. When I see some of y'all text, man, so don't think I'll just be like bug on some. No, I see you.
It was a good show too.
And I be wanting to text you back, but I've been going dead. I got this iPhone ragged ass 12, and they trying to make me. I went and took my phone to Apple, and ever since I took my phone to Apple, it don't hold no charge. So you know, so they trying to give me an upgrade. I'm not
you a zero limit. Buy you a zero limit, and it's like an attachment. And you put it on the back of your phone.
Back of the phone. That's what I'm gonna do, man.
And it'll charge it. It'll hold you. It'll hold you all day.
I'm about to look that up. Say, man, Mr. 999 Wu-Tang Financial. This nigga stupid. Oh my God, I love my brothers, man.
You going to jail?
I appreciate you for coming in.
You going to jail now?
That boy, they'll throw it out, man. I appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, hey, look at life insurance policies you can get a policy loan against.
Yeah, right. I discussed it. I discussed that with my wife. We talked about it. She used to sell insurance. Yeah, she broke it down what I need to do that. It takes a little time for she said to get that money.
Joe, yeah. I think my boy Hood Stock G want to be on that conference call with me and you. Look, he said I want to talk to Joe too. Laughing 100.
It's actually a index universal life.
Yeah, universal life, the UIL. UIL policies. A partner of mine told me about this a year ago, we was in Shreveport. I still got his number. He was telling us about it, telling me and one of my other partners about it, when our childhood friend, and he was telling us about it, man. I'm like, yeah, like real talk, because he owned a lot of rent houses, and when he told me one of the policies matured,
they crying now. They taking out Section 8. Woo! One of my customers I just left. He's got a huge portfolio. The company he works for, huge. And I asked him, I said, how's this going to affect you when they take out Section 8? 50%. 50%. And Section 8 charges a little bit more than the regular rents. So like all these policies that are coming through, man, you're going to see a whole lot of businesses, a whole lot of corporations are going to fall. Bunch of them. So,
but y'all tune in next week, man. Y'all drop in the comments a DM or leave a comment when I leave it on YouTube to let me know what y'all want to talk about next week, bro. And
that meat ain't greasy.
Yeah, that meat ain't greasy, man. I appreciate y'all listening to me. It's TackleBuryBug in the Bug Nation. We are out of this joint.